Ladies and gentlemen, KRC presents the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series All-Star Race as we are live tonight at the Texas Motor Speedway, at least for my house, giving you the commentary for the All-Star Race at the Texas Motor Speedway on this crisp, cool Sunday night at the Speedway. Just less than 70 degrees at the drop of the green flag in a matter of moments. This is going to be an interesting one to say the least as far as who is going to be able to get the win in this race. A very different format compared to years past in this one, and we'll go through that and much more as we have a mini pre-race, I guess, for this one. No traditional pre-race a half hour before the start of the race, with this being a non-points race, so no fantasy this weekend in the Fantasy League. Hence why we are just getting started with the live stream tonight. But hopefully you guys tuned in for the Open earlier today, or were watching it on your own time. The three drivers that advanced from the Open to the All-Star race will all be starting at the rear of the field in the All-Star race itself, starting with Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who ended up winning Stage 1. Stage 2 was won by Chris Buescher, and then the final stage was won by Daniel Suarez. Eric Jones won the fan vote, and that led the field now to 24 cars for tonight's main event. 125 laps will be the scheduled distance. As far as I know, I think this is going to be the longest All-Star race as far as mileage goes throughout the course of tonight's race for the full 125 lapper. Actually, it's 72 degrees there. It was 69 in the Open earlier, so I automatically assumed it was cooler because it was a little bit later in the evening, but 71, winds of 10 to 20 miles an hour, chance of rain 10%. Yeah, well, we're not even going to talk about that chance of rain, considering if it's well less than 50 like that, then I doubt it's going to end up raining. It's not going to rain tonight. I will fully guarantee there will be no inclement weather at the Speedway tonight. Chris Davis, Outsider, weather expert, Derek Booth, Billy Kramer, Terry Lewis, welcome to the stream. Thanks for being the first in the chat below. We had over 200 people watching the Open races earlier on the channel. We were only live for about an hour. Tops time, but this one will be a little bit longer tonight. Again, 125 laps. The Open was 50 laps total. We had 2 cautions for incident in that race as well. So we kind of have an idea of at least how this race is going to start as far as the track conditions. I don't think they're going to change too much, but we'll have to see, obviously, how that will work itself out as well. Oh, you live there? Okay. Here's my pick for the Indy 500. I did not see qualified today. I was on the golf course when it happened. I missed it, so I don't have my picks yet. I will have them as soon as I, get a chance to just look at all my statistical analysis. You guys know me. I'm very analytical with my predictions. Speaking of predictions, I will pick Kyle Busch to win tonight's race. That's who I have my money on. 5-1 odds on Vegas. So a little bonus race for me to try and get a prediction right on that side of things. Going with Kyle Busch. He's been fast on the mile and a half this year. He's starting on the pole. I think that's going to help him out. Ran really good at Kansas on a mile and a half last week. Top 3 all day, won a stage. Kyle Busch is going to be my pick. Clayton iPad, welcome to the stream. Dixon won the pole. Isn't Will Power leading in points going into the next week? 234.046 miles an hour. Is that the 4-lap average then? Picking William Byron tonight, says Billy Kramer down in the chat. We'll go through tonight's starting lineup while we're waiting to get things kicked off. Actually, we'll go through the starting lineup after we get the command. How about that? So you guys can listen in to the command. Get to listen. I was looking at this montage I guess they got going on with Michael Waltrip right now. He just joked around about getting his wife shot out of the cannon. I forgot somebody's getting shot out of a cannon tonight. Isn't it like during the segments? Like in between stages, somebody's going to get shot out of a cannon? I think it's on the pre-race too, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if this is taking place like in the actual infield grass or where this is taking place, but it's going to be televised, I guess. Utah's Rules, welcome to the stream. Yeah, buddy, go Kyle Busch. He's my pick. Chase fan number 9, welcome to the stream. Larson's your pick. Suarez is a sleeper pick. Not a bad sleeper pick. He was running well in the early going to the Kansas race last weekend before he got in an accident. So he may have some speed to start things off tonight. And we'll go through tonight's 24-car starting lineup once the command is given in a matter of moments here. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I don't know if we're going to get there. This might be setting the odds a little too high, but I'm going to say let's throw in... Let's say tonight's goal is going to be 200 likes on the live stream. I don't know if we're going to get there. We had over 300 last week, but this is a much shorter race. It's not going to carry on as long. Only 125 laps on a mile and a half. But that's gonna be the goal tonight. 200 likes on the stream, so be sure to hit that like button. Helps me out a ton. Hit that subscribe button on the way. Brandon B, welcome to the stream. I think the drivers who didn't qualify should be the ones shot from the cannon. Oh my gosh. Here's Blake Shelton with the command.
And coach on the Emmy Award-winning television show The Voice, country music superstar Blake Shelton! Texas, are you ready? Drivers, start your engines!
Voice crack and all, Blake Shelton giving the command for tonight's 2022 NASCAR Cup Series All-Star race at the Texas Motor Speedway. And with that, we'll take you through tonight's starting lineup. Kyle Busch will be on the pole, virtue of the shootout-style qualifying last night. Ryan Blaney will be on the outside of the front row. Blaney looking for his first All-Star win. Kyle Busch has won this race before. William Byron and Kyle Larson will line up in row 2. Byron's been fast on the mile and a half this season. Kyle Larson won the All-Star race at Texas a year ago. Kurt Busch and Ross Chastain will be in row 3. Kurt Busch won last week's race on a mile and a half at Kansas. Chastain put up a fight in that one as well and has the most top 5s of any Cup Series driver going into this race today. He's got a good starting spot in the front half of the field. Martin Truex Jr. and Eric Almirola will line up in row number 4. Truex had a few wins last year to get him to the All-Star race. Almirola's win at New Hampshire last season has gotten him here today. Joey Logano and AJ Allmendinger will line up in row number 10. Or row number 5, in the 9th and 10th starting spots. Allmendinger in this race, virtue of a win at the Indianapolis Road Course last year. He's the only part-time driver in the Cup Series that will be running the All-Star race tonight. And Joey Logano, a win at Darlington a couple weeks ago, as well as Dirt Bristol last year, had locked him into the All-Star race. Chase Briscoe and Austin Cindric will line up in row number 6. Both drivers with one career Cup win came this season, with Briscoe winning at Phoenix and Cindric winning the Daytona 500. Chase Elliott and Christopher Bell will line up in row number 7. Elliott won the 2020 All-Star race at Bristol. Christopher Bell looking for his first All-Star race win tonight. Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin will line up in row number 8. Hamlin's had speed on the mile and a half this season. Kevin Harvick looking for some sort of momentum heading into the second half of the regular season. Still winless since the end of the 2020 season. Bubba Wallace and Brad Keselowski will line up in row number 9, both winless this year. And even though it's a non-points race, again, trying to get momentum going into the second half of the regular season, both sitting below the playoff cutoff line coming into this race. Can't get points going their way tonight, but we've seen in the past how winning a big race, putting a lot of that winner's purse into the team can result in some good runs going forward. We'll see what they can do tonight. Michael McDowell and Alex Bowman will be in row 10. Bowman with one win this season. McDowell in this race, virtue of winning the Daytona 500 last season. And then your open drivers starting 21st through 24th in row number 11, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Chris Buescher, who won stages 1 and 2 and the All-Star Race Open, are here, both looking for their first career All-Star Race win. And Daniel Suarez and Eric Jones. Suarez winning the third stage of the All-Star Race and Eric Jones winning the fan vote earlier will round out the field in row number 12. So that is the 24 driver lineup, all 12 rows of them, in tonight's All-Star race. 125 laps. Now, I was wrong earlier about caution laps not counting in the Open. They did count, except for the final stage they did not count. I'm not sure about the All-Star race tonight on exactly if caution laps count or if in the final stage they don't count. I haven't seen anything on that, but here is a look quickly at the All-Star race format for tonight. 25 laps in stage 1, 25 laps in stage 2, 25 in stage 3, and the final stage will be 50 laps for tonight. Stage 1 winner will start on the pole in the final stage as long as he finishes 15th or better in the remaining stages following the opening stage. In stage 2, same thing goes there, where the winner will get to start outside of the front row or as well on the front row in second, as long as he finishes 15th or better in the next stage. And then in stage number 3, same thing. Stage winner will end up starting in third for the final stage, another 25 laps. And then there will be a pit road competition also between stages 2 and 3 tonight, where the fastest 4-tire stop will be awarded to the team, or I should say the 4th place starting spot for the final stage will be awarded to the team with the fastest 4-tire pit stop during that pit stop period. And then again, the final stage, 50 laps. All the stage winners will be in the top 3, and then the pit crew winner will be starting 4th. The rest of the field behind him. Kind of a gimmicky final stage if you look at it, because if no natural caution occurs between 15 to 25 laps in the final stage, NASCAR will call it all-star competition caution. I don't know how they decide whether 15 or 25 laps is the right range for it. I don't know how that works. My guess is what's going to happen is they'll probably let it run closer to 25 laps, maybe, in the start of the race if it goes caution-free. And then I could see a restart with like 17 laps to go. They get to 15 laps, which means we have 2 laps to go, and they throw the caution. I could see that happening. I could totally see that happening. Here's Clint Boyer with Kurt Busch.
And everything that we committed to. We won. We're winners. And now we're just here for money tonight. Let's do it.
Everything's on the line. The money's on the line. No points, no nothing. How are you going to win this race?
We win it by being smart, just like last week. We got the stages, our strategy, and we executed the team. I really love everybody that's on this team. We're having a lot of fun right now, so let's do it. $1 million sounds nice, but I think MJ will take it all.
All right, good luck out there. All right, let's have.
Seth Thomas, welcome to the stream as well. Again, that was Kurt Busch, last week's winner at Kansas, trying to go back-to-back, even in an on-points race today. Kyle Busch has elected the inside line for the initial start of today's race. We saw in the open earlier tonight, for those of you that watched or listened to the commentary, the inside lane was the preferred lane. I don't believe anybody on the outside lane the entire race had actually gotten to the lead off of a restart. I think it was the inside every time. It's been competitive on the outside. They were able to hold on for about a lap or so at the most before falling back in line at second or even potentially losing another spot. Dark Crypto, welcome to the stream. Required 4-tire pit stop, yep. Between stages 2 and 3. See your predictions down in the chat right now before the race begins. I've seen a couple of them. I've seen some Larson picks, some Kyle Busch picks. 50-50, 25. Nope, 25, 25, 25 at 50. 4 stages tonight. Believe it or not, the longest one is the last one. But that's because if they do have a long enough green flag run, they're going to have that caution sometime between 15 to 25 laps into the green flag run. Kind of similar to the SRX series where they had the fun flag is basically what it is. Are you drinking Tropicana out of a can? I'm not. No, this is this is not a can. This is a thermos, and I have water in it. It's a Michigan, University of Michigan thermos. Did they even sell Tropicana orange juice in a can? Staying hydrated. Got to give you guys that live commentary. A little warm out this time of the year. Love some bushy. Let's get this dub. We'll see. Be getting $150 if he goes to victory lane tonight. I'm not going to the truck race for Gateway, but I'm going to the Cup race that weekend. And for those of you that are new to the channel as well, even though I don't do the live commentary on weekends I'm at the racetrack, I do race highlight videos from the grandstands and upload them later the night after the race. So for the Indy 500 next week, you'll get to see a point of view reference from the grandstands of the race highlights. They're usually between 20 minutes to 30 minutes long. Depends on how much action's in my area of the racetrack that I'm sitting in. Usually on the front stretch, but I'll actually be in the short shoot of turns 1 and 2 at Indy next week for the 500. Jimmy Little said that the fastest picker wins $1,000. I think it's $100,000, not $1,000. But we know the winner takes home $1 million tonight. That hasn't changed in the All-Star race for a couple decades. Pit road speed, by the way, is 45 miles an hour, and the field window is 58 to 62 laps. So probably going to need about 2 pit stops in tonight's race throughout. And even though that mandatory pit stops in between stages 2 and 3, they're also going to have to pit at some point in time before the end of the race as well. After that mandatory pit stop. So I just found out, according to Mike Joy, that the race has to end under green. Even if a caution were to come out on the final lap of the race, it would have to end under green. So that's also kind of new. Matthew Upchurch, welcome to the stream. All the problems with the ratings, the low attendance at races, NASCAR would not alienate more fans by putting races on channels that you have to pay extra for instead of locally. It's not a NASCAR decision, it's a Fox. It's a Fox thing. It's been like this really forever. I think ever since they started telecasting every single race during the course of the season, I think there's always been races on cable. Even back in the early 2000s in its booming period, if it wasn't on Fox, it was usually on like FX. And then NBC and USA Network, I believe. Fans are on their feet at the Texas Motor Speedway as the pace car has taken the giant left-hand turn off the exit of turn 4 and has made it to pit road. The green flag is going to be in the air, and we are green. Kyle Busch gets a great launch on the inside lane and will easily pull clear of Ryan Blaney on the outside through 1 and 2. Jockeying for position, middle of the pack, 3 wide towards the back half of the field. Chase Elliott finds himself in the middle between a couple cars that look to be Kevin Harvick, and I couldn't tell who was on the outside back there along with him, but Elliott did make it through and gained a couple positions initially. Side by side between the Hendrick cars, who started in row 2 for 3rd place of Kyle Larson and William Byron. Larson on the outside. Gonna have to pay attention to anybody who tries to test the outside lane. That was not there at all in the Cup race earlier today. That's how Reddick had spun, and also how the 77 car had spun earlier on in the open. Track conditions will definitely cool off into the nighttime skies throughout the course of the day, so we'll have to see if the conditions will change in that aspect of things. Big accordion line down the back straightaway between Kurt Busch and Joey Logano, with a couple cars in between them now side by side of Martin Truex Jr. and Ross Chastain. Through turns 3 and 4 they go. Still side by side on the front stretch. Logano sits behind him. Busch has led the first couple laps and is out to about a 3/10 of a second lead. Again, 25 laps in this opening segment. The winner of this segment will get to start on the pole for the final segment at the end of the night. Big to get this track position and this stage win. Chastain still side by side with Truex, as they've been side by side for about a lap and a half now. Truex on the inside, Chastain up high. Into turns 1 and 2. Truex might be able to clear him this time. Low exit. Sweeps high. Still can't do it. Chastain goes down the track to side draft. Remember, these two had an issue at Dover a couple of weeks ago with each other. I've noticed a few weeks in between then and now. They've been racing each other a lot on the racetrack. Very competitive. Have both been running in the top 10 on a consistent basis most of the year, but even the last few weeks as well. So according to Fox right now, it's 10 to 15 mile an hour winds, cloudy conditions like it was for the Open, and the temperature has dropped a little bit. It is 65 degrees at the racetrack now. It was 69 during the Open. So that's what I kind of figured, that it would have probably dropped considering the fact that it is getting later in the day. Ross Chastain still on the outside of Truex. This is impressive. 2.5 laps now, maybe even more, that Truex and Chastain have been side by side, not wanting to give up this crucial track position, even though it is for 6th place. Side by side a little bit further back as well for 14th between Eric Almirola and the 23 of Bubba Wallace, rocking a blue Dr. Pepper paint scheme tonight. Very different colors out of any of the Dr. Pepper sponsored cars in the past that we've seen. Wallace has just made the pass on Almirola, completed it off of the exit of turn 4. Used to be on Speed Channel. Yeah, I was thinking that earlier today, too. Like, I remember when this race used to be on Speed Channel. This and the dual races were always on Speed Channel back in the day. And finally, somebody has cleared one another in that battle between Chastain and Truex, and it's Ross Chastain who will complete the pass, hanging on the outside. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Alex Bowman also side by side for position, currently a battle for 20th. Remember, Stenhouse had to race his way in earlier, led all 20 laps in the first stage en route to his win in Stage 1, which quickly advanced him into the All-Star race. So he had the best starting spot of all the Open drivers from earlier today. Kyle Busch now about a half a second ahead of Ryan Blaney. Kyle Larson is in 3rd. William Byron 4th. Kurt Busch rounds out the top 5. Ross Chastain at 6th. Martin Truex Jr. 7th. Joey Logano 8th. AJ Allmendinger 9th. And Chase Briscoe rounds out the top 10. Chase Elliott's in 11th. 12th is Christopher Bell. 13th is Bubba Wallace. Kevin Harvick 14th. Eric Almirola 15th. Denny Hamlin 16th. Daniel Suarez 17th. Austin Cindric 18th. Alex Bowman 19th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 20th. 21st is Brad Keselowski, Eric Jones 22nd, 23rd is Michael McDowell, and Chris Buescher rounds out the 24-car field right now. Kyle Busch is running the bottom lane through turns 1 and 2, and I would assume 3 and 4 as well, just hooking that white line all the way around the racetrack. The Harvick line, as some people might call it within the sport of NASCAR. Ryan Blaney a little bit higher than him, at least in 1 and 2, and then back down to the bottom through 3 and 4, which is maybe the more treacherous of the corners today, especially on the outside lane. Fox going to the side-by-side view right now, so we'll keep the live commentary going. But again, like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. For those of you watching right now, Logs and Gaming with Tommy, welcome to the stream. Dakota Rooster, welcome to the stream. Brendan Littlejohn, welcome. Craig Nelson. Patrick Shadley, welcome to the stream. Matthew Upchurch, I see you again. Remember you from earlier. So again, thanks for everybody tuning in. Almost 160 people watching already, 31 likes. Our goal is 200 likes tonight. Road to 3,000 subs and road to becoming a NASCAR commentator for real races down the road. These streams help me out a ton, and appreciate you guys tuning in, whether you're able to watch the race or not. Bowman and Stenhouse have been side by side for a little while towards the back of the pack, similarly to how we saw Chastain and Truex running side by side for position a little while back. And just like Chastain earlier, it's Stenhouse on the outside, who I thought was going to prevail off turn 4 there, but Bowman got a good exit to the corners, aggressively side drafting Stenhouse on the front stretch, not giving him any room to run. Middle of turns 1 and 2, Bowman again stays down low. Ryan Blaney slowly closing in on Kyle Busch, was about a tenth quicker than Busch that last lap. 11 laps to go yet in stage number 1. Chase Elliott to the inside of the 14 car of Chase Briscoe. Briscoe is going to lose another spot to Bubba Wallace as well, just outside the top 10. And may lose a spot to Harvick if he can't get back down to the bottom quickly with all the loss of momentum that the 14 car had. And not quite, because it looks like Denny Hamlin actually got to the outside of Kevin Harvick. Harvick might have had a little bit of a hiccup in 1 and 2, and Hamlin makes the pass. So a lot of battles going on in the middle of the pack right now. The front of the pack very stagnated and mostly single file. Kyle Busch going to move up a lane through 1 and 2, running the middle upper groove, realizing that Blaney's closing in on him, and that was the lane he was running. As he did that, Blaney changed his lane in the middle of the corner, went down to the bottom, which was Busch's prior lane. Had a little bit of a wiggle that time. Maybe his car's not handling as well down there, and that could be a reason why he is running the middle to upper groove, but it seems to be working out for the 12. Carla June Moorer, Melinda Leverett, welcome to the stream. Isaiah Z, welcome as well. Imagine Blaney winning. Just putting this out there. I don't know how many of these races we've done now. We did 12 last year. We've done a decent amount of them this season, most of the season, in fact, on the Cup Series side of things. And Ryan Blaney has never won when I've done these streams, so you guys don't know what my instantaneous reaction would be to Blaney winning a race yet. Closest you might have been able to see in the channel's history was when I was at Michigan last year and I got to see him win in person for the first time ever. May 29th is the 4-year anniversary to the channel. Well, kind of. I didn't actually upload I wasn't uploading NASCAR content at that time. Literally, I uploaded a couple baseball games I went to, and that was about it. The channel didn't actually start till a little over 2 years ago. 2 years ago, Speed Weeks at Daytona was the first set of live streams I did. NASCAR. But yeah, I did have a few videos on the channel before then. I think there's some Michigan football games too that I uploaded from the grandstands and stuff. AJ Allmendinger fending off Chase Elliott right now for 10th place. Joey Logano in 8th. Pretty much all by himself right now. He's too far behind Truex to really close in on him, and he's about 3 seconds out of Christopher Bell in 9th. Blaney's still staying between 2 to 3 tenths of a second behind Busch. He closed in that close, but he can't get any closer. Dirty air becomes more of a problem on the single groove racetracks because everybody's trying to run the same lane. There really is no faster route around, only making it even harder to make passes at a higher speed racetrack like Texas Motor Speedway, which is one of the fastest mile and a halves on the circuit. Kyle Larson, who is in 3rd right now, not really closing in on either Blaney or Busch for the moment. Blaney's had some good runs at Texas in the past. In fact, had a top 5 in the All-Star race here last season. Chase Elliott going to finally complete the pass on Allmendinger for 10th place. Off the exit of turn 4. Wallace to the inside of Allmendinger, as I believe the 16 car had to lift to keep it from getting into the wall. Again, we saw issues with drivers trying to run the outside lane earlier in 3 and 4 in the open and nearly wrecked, and Allmendinger had to keep it from wrecking by lifting that time. Not only lost the spot to Elliott, but Bubba Wallace gets through, as well as Denny Hamlin in the 11. I believe Wallace is the biggest mover in the early going of this race today. He had a fast Toyota last week at Kansas, ended up with a top 10 finish, his, I believe, only 2nd of the year, 2nd or 3rd of the season. But was in fact in the top 5 at one point in the final stage before a pit road penalty had set him back. Had a couple pit road penalties in that race. Willie Bowman, welcome to the stream. Bowen, excuse me. Josh Brown, welcome. Sammy M 224, welcome. See Kyle Larson saving the previous race. Yes, we had live commentary of that Kansas race last weekend. I think this is the 4th week in a row I've done live commentary for races. 4th or 5th. It's been a little bit since I've been to a race. I haven't been to a race since Dirt Bristol. Daniel Suarez, actually, outside of Bubba Wallace, is probably the biggest mover in this race. Remember, Suarez has already had some track time today, and the most track time of any driver in the field, excluding Eric Jones, who won the fan vote, because Suarez ran all 50 laps of the Open. So 50 laps of experience for that 99 team. They were able to make some adjustments between the Open and the All-Star race now, and he is battling the 16 car for 13th. Slides up the track, nearly gets into him in turns 1 and 2. That was an aggressive move by Suarez, sailing it off like that. Now they almost made contact on the back straightaway as well as they tried to side draft each other for position. Suarez again on the bottom lane and will finally clear Allmendinger through 3 and 4. And he's going to hold the exit to the corner and stay clear. Final lap of stage 1, Kyle Busch leads as they head into turns 3 and 4. Busch had pulled Blaney over the last couple laps again after Blaney closed to within a few car lengths, and that was all the closer he got. No contest for Kyle Busch. He'll lead all 25 laps in victory of Stage 1 tonight. Won Stage 1 at Kansas last week, but this one is maybe a little more important in the essence that it will give him the first place starting spot for the final stage as long as he finishes in the top 15 in the next two stages combined. So he can't just sandbag it for these next two stages. He's going to have to just stay on it at least to get a top 15 finish, and he will get to start out in front for the final stage. Kyle Busch won at Texas Motor Speedway at the end of 2020 in the playoff race as well, so he's got that going for him, as well as the fact that he has been good on the mile and a half this season. Bethany Slaughter, welcome to the stream. How do you even understand how the All-Star race works, Willie? Hey, that's my job tonight, is to give you guys not only the commentary, but also to give you guys how the All-Star race itself works. Now, caution laps do not count during the stage breaks tonight, and pit road will be open in a few more laps, likely when they come back from break. We'll see if anybody pits. If I'm Kyle Busch, I would not pit here. And the reason why is because track position is so crucial. And there is 24 cars in this field, so that means he's going to have to finish in front of 9 other drivers to make sure he's in the top 15 at the end of Stage 2, which is only 25 laps. I think the only cars that are going to pit here are likely going to be the cars at the back of the pack, if I had to guess. Yeah, Kyle only won once in 2020, and it was at Texas. Fuel mileage race and the playoff race in the round of 8. And that was when he was already eliminated from the playoffs, too, because he was eliminated in the round of 12 that year. Michael Miller, welcome. Gang of 4, welcome. Max Verstappen won the F1 race earlier. Congrats to him. Viva Pelone 93. Samuel JNS, welcome to the stream. Going back in the chat, looking to see who's all here. Over 200 of you are here right now. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Broke a record last week for concurrent viewers during the course of the stream. 946 is the number to beat in tonight's live stream. Over 200 only at the end of Stage 1, but this is a much shorter race, so I don't think we're going to break that record tonight, but we will see. You never know. Appreciate you guys that tuned in last week and on a weekly basis for these live streams, as well as during the week as well. Currently in the middle of a NASCAR 06 playthrough series on the video game side of things during the week. Same commentary you're listening to tonight with the real races for the video game side, all in the hopes, again, of just getting some more commentating experience on that side of things and having fun with it. Just started the season up for the Truck, Busch, and the Cup series. Having our struggles in the Truck and the Busch series, but we did get a fuel mileage win at California on the Cup side, so trying to get Dale Jr. his first Cup title, and they do it for Dale Series. Pit road is open this time, and if there are any takers, you guys will get to listen in on the pit reporters, and a lot of the field is on their way in.
Out, including Kyle Busch and a host of others pitting for adjustments and tires, Vince.
Well, William Byron's going to be a 4-tire stop. He pitted from the 4th position, just a tick free in 1 and 2, and a little bit snug in 3 and 4. Otherwise, he likes it, Jamie.
Last week's winner, Kurt Busch in the 45, started out tight with a little bit of front chatter and a front slide, but a lot of drivers saying that as they ran, the cars got better.
Kurt Busch will win the race off of pit road. I believe the top 3 stayed out, and then everybody from 4th on back hit pit road. 2 tire stops for Kurt Busch, Christopher Bell, and Denny Hamlin. The rest took 4. And here's Clint Boyer with Kyle Busch.
Stage 1 winner, has to feel good. The old car took off like a rocket. What do you got out there?
Definitely fast to fire for sure. Clean air is king, so keep this M&M's Camry up here and it'll look good all night long.
I hear it. All right, stay in it, baby. Long stopper here.
Short words from the 18 of Kyle Busch. Here Camarola going to lose a lot of track position with the slow stop, it looked like. So again, just to preface this, Kyle Busch was the winner in segment 1, stage 1. So he needs to finish top 15 in the next 2 stages for him to start in the lead for the final stage. Donald Driggins, welcome. Lisa Rogers, I see you in the chat as well. Thanks for tuning in again. My boy Mass, welcome to the stream. Mark SS, welcome to the stream. Earl Arnold Jr., welcome. Over 240 viewers right now. Again, our goal of 200 likes. And we're currently at 60. About a quarter of the way there, and we're through stage 1 of 4. So there we go. We're on pace. Thanks for you guys hitting that like button. So the top 3 stayed out of the pits. Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson. Everybody from 4th on back hit pit road. But the top 3 who came out of the pits, so the guys who will restart 4th through 6th, they will all only have right side tires that are fresh. Their left sides will be just as old as the leaders. And we'll get the running order uploaded as soon as they go back to green flag conditions. Everything will be in the right order because technically the field is under a red flag right now because the stage laps do not count. Stage break laps do not count. So 100 to go, 25 down so far tonight. Busch has led them all. From the pole, Big Dog, welcome to the stream. Yep, the race is live right now. It's on Fox Sports 1 for those of you watching. Is the CIA here? yeah, we had somebody in the chat that was the CIA earlier. The feds were in the chat earlier. I gotta get my phone charger real quick. I'll be back in a couple seconds. Alrighty. Just come back from the commercial break. They should be going green any moment here for stage 2. I think they usually have like 5 or 6 Coca-Cola Racing family drivers, and only 3 of them made the All-Star race tonight. I think both the RCR cars are on it, usually, Reddick and Dillon, and they both missed the show. Austin Dillon was second at the end of that final segment, just missed out, and then Tyler Reddick probably had one of the faster cars in the field in the open, but unfortunately wrecked out in stage 2. Stage 3, rather. Thanks for doing this. Watch you anytime I can't get the race on TV. Well, thanks. Green flag back in the air. Kyle Busch again will elect the inside lane on the restart. Ross Chastain also stayed off of pit road. So the top 8, it looks like, all stayed off of the pit lane. And Ryan Blaney must have spun his tires on the restart because he lost a bunch of positions and gets a shot from behind from Joey Logano on the outside on the back straightaway. Martin Truex Jr. also went up the track a little bit in turns 1 and 2 as well, losing some positions, and now the 45 of Kurt Busch is 3 wide up high in a lane that has not been ran well tonight. Tries to get himself back down into that second lane on the outside, and he does, right in front of Alex Bowman and on the outside of the 16 of A.J. Allmendinger. Two-tire stop for Kurt Busch was left sides only, not right sides only as well. Blaney still on the outside of teammate Austin Cindric, it looks like, for 4th place. 2 Penske cars running side by side. Blaney with the momentum off the exit of turn 4 is going to clear Cindric. Cindric not too aggressive at the side draft. Will pull in line behind him in 5th. Byron and Bell nearly side by side now. Cindric had to hop out of the throttle in the middle of 1 and 2. That's going to check up Bell on the outside and allow for Byron to get around the 2 car down low. So on the restart, Blaney not only did not take off well, and it looked like he got right in line behind the 1 of Chastain and either lifted and lost control to keep himself from hitting the back of the 1, or he just flat out shoved up the track in dirty air. Bubba Wallace on pit road for an sorry, I was getting word in my ear. So it sounds like some sort of issues for Kevin Harvick. They were under the hood, but they were just making some major adjustments to that car during the stage break. And Bubba Wallace just made a pit stop under green flag conditions. Might have had a loose lug nut, perhaps. Came down onto pit road and... Ooh, contact on the front stretch between Blaney and Chastain. Blaney's got to clear Chastain for position. The one car is going to cross him over. Blaney goes up the track and nearly into the wall in turns 1 and 2. Big slide job. That did not work out for the 12 as he tried to get around the one of Chastain. He got into the back of the one car in the middle of the front stretch, and by him pulling that slide job maneuver off, not only Chastain got back around him with the crossover, but I believe William Byron and Austin Cindric also passed the 12. Blaney was committed to try and make that pass, but he drove it in way too deep into the flatter of the two corners on the racetrack. Could not get it to hold up the track he went. Did a great job keeping it off the wall, but he had a big wiggle. And that definitely caused him a couple positions. And not to mention, Daniel Suarez has just gotten around Ryan Blaney as well for 6th. What a run for Daniel Suarez after racing his way in through the open. Already up to 6th and by far the highest running driver of anybody who ran in the open race earlier today. The next highest will be 12th place Chris Buescher. Bell and Truex side by side inside the top 10 for 9th place. Bell's lost a couple spots over the last few laps and is starting to go backwards. Truex is going to complete the pass off turn 2. No, not quite. Bell hanging in there on the outside and actually clears the 19 down the back straightaway. Denny Hamlin moving forward as well. Again, the Toyotas were very fast at Kansas, particularly last weekend and also on the first mile-and-a-half race way back at Las Vegas in the 3rd race of the year as well. They seem to be showing off their speed in the early going of this one. Denny Hamlin's picked up a lot of spots. Kyle Busch has led every lap of the race so far, 36 down. Christopher Bell going to lose some spots to Truex and Elliott through 1 and 2 as he had to hop out of the gas off the exit of the corner. Bad spot to do that. Seen a lot of drivers make some mistakes in the open and as well in the early going of this All-Star race as well. More cars on the racetrack is going to cause for a little bit more dirty air as well. Blaney and Hamlin side by side through 1 and 2. Hamlin on the inside, Blaney up high. Blaney will hold on to the spot off the exit of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Hamlin going to side draft him, trying to stay on the inside. Fox going to a side-by-side commercial break right now. And caution, Kyle Larson is in the grass on the front stretch. Big hit to the front of that race car. Some scuffs on the right side as well, and the defending All-Star race winner has crashed out. Caution is out for the first time tonight for incident. Kyle Larson has wrecked. Big damage to the front bumper. It looked like he smashed the front of the car, likely into the outside wall, unless there was somebody else who was involved. The right front wheel is completely bent. Might have broken an axle on that car. And Larson's night is going to come to an end early, just 37 laps into the All-Star race. One of the favorites was the favorite according to Vegas coming into this one. And unfortunately for him, he will not be winning back-to-back All-Star races. He was running, I believe, in the top 5 when he had wrecked. I think he was in 2nd place. Not anymore, obviously. I'm not sure how far behind the 18 car he was. Maybe dirty air became a problem. We'll obviously get an interview with Larson at some point. But whatever the case is, still waiting on a replay. Once Fox comes back from the break, I'm sure we'll get one. Kyle Larson has wrecked out. Good thing they had the side-by-side replay, or side-by-side cam during the commercial break that we were able to see at least the aftermath of what happened and why we're under the caution flag for the first time tonight. $1 million dream done for Larson. Yep. And this will give Bubba Wallace the free pass as well, who had to make that pit stop immediately after the race start because of a loose wheel. More problems for that 23 team's pit crew this season, but he's back on the lead lap. And it's before the end of stage 2, so he didn't have to wait long. Okay, Larson's has $1 million already. Yeah, I'm sure Hendrick's paying him quite a bit of money. He's also a 2-time All-Star race winner too. Yes, he won the race last year in Texas, but he also won in 2019, I believe. Either 2018 or 2019, one of those 2 years. I think it was 2019 he won at Charlotte. Larson is on his trip to the infield care center. It looked like the right front tire blew out on the 5 of Larson, or something broke, because that car was on the bottom of the racetrack in the middle of 3 and 4 when his car just went straight up the racetrack. So something either broke under the right front or the right front tire went flat, and Larson compacted the outside wall hard. It was a pretty vicious hit. No points tonight. Nope. 28-10, I think. Yeah, it was either him or Larson. Larson and Harvick won in 2018, 2019, but I can't remember what year was what. Because they both used restrictor plate packages in both of those races, but I can't remember which one was which. I want to say Larson's was 2019 and Harvick was 2018, because Larson didn't win a race in 2018. Yeah, that's what I thought. Tires and wheels suck. Yeah, I'm guessing it did look like the right front tire blew out on the 5 car of Kyle Larson. James the Tool Brown, welcome to the stream. All-Star points. Oh, no. Yeah, I was wondering who might have asked if it was a points race. It is not. Bad timing for going to commercial. Yes, it was. But at least they had the side-by-side coverage at bare minimum. Which they did during stage 1 also. And if I remember right, I think last year during the All-Star race they didn't have a full-screen commercial break, so hopefully they don't tonight either. Caution laps do count, at least in the first few stages. I'm not sure if the final stage caution laps maybe won't count in that one like it was in the Open. Tristan Heidenkamp, welcome to the stream. Drew Pearson in the booth, yep, for right now during stage 2. I was not on this planet when Drew Pearson was still playing in the NFL. Unless he retired in the late 90s, early 2000s, and I don't think that was the case. I could be wrong. Maybe that was the case. Have to let me know. Now, if Kyle Busch ends up winning stage number 2, because he won stage 1, I'm wondering if Ross Chastain or whoever finishes second at the time of the end of Stage 2 would end up actually getting to start second. I'm not sure. Guess we'll just have to wait and see if that happens. Maybe that takes away one of the top starting spots. '88 for Dallas. I know of him. He's in the Hall of Fame. I just didn't get to see him play. And if he was alive when I was born, I was too young to remember seeing him play. Smushed up a popsicle in my ice cream. Michael Miller's living the life right now. Good streamer, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate you watching. Still under caution for Kyle Larson, blowing a right front tire and hitting the outside wall in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Again, that's our first caution for incident in the All-Star race tonight. Had a couple for incident in the Open earlier, but this is our first during the actual All-Star race itself. So 23 cars will be on the lead lap for the restart. Back into this race again. Race is too short. I think Kyle's going to take the W. It's going to depend on how the pit stops work out. Kyle Busch's pit crew's been pretty good most of the year, but there's been some other strong pit crews. The Chevy, specifically the Hendrick cars, seem to always have pretty good pit crews. Now, granted, Larson's out of the race, but Byron's in third. Obviously, one of those guys are going to end up starting in the top 4, whoever wins the pit crew challenge. Poisonous Frog, welcome to the stream. Rooting for Jimmy in the 500. Jimmy Johnson, man. I am rooting for him too. I'll be at that race. I'm glad I'm going this year when a NASCAR driver's running in it, so that way I have a pretty high rooting interest. It'll be my second IndyCar race I've ever been to in person. I was at the Indianapolis Road Course race last weekend, the same weekend they ran there as the NASCAR race at Indy, and went there for the IndyCar NASCAR doubleheader. And then I'll also be going to Mid-Ohio in the summer for the IndyCar race there also. I would have wanted to go to Detroit, but I'm going to Gateway that weekend for the Cup race instead. So maybe next year. Ooh, just hit my hand on the end of my my table. Yeah, Jimmy looks fast. I think the big thing is going to be attrition for Jimmy Johnson. Can he make it the full 500 miles? If he does, I think he's going to get a good finish. 500-mile race, though, those are always about survival, especially at those high-rated speeds at Indy. Open-wheel racing. Kyle Busch again will elect the inside for the restart. Ross Chastain on the outside of row 1 to Kyle Busch. Green flag is back in the air. 7 laps to go in stage 2. Chastain going pretty wide in the middle of the corner. William Byron had to hop out of the gas. Denny Hamlin going to go wide as well, losing a bunch of positions. Byron lost a couple on the inside as Cindric and Blaney now going to get by up high. Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain still side by side for the lead right now. Nobody in both the Open and the actual All-Star race itself have been able to get to the lead from the outside lane today. Austin Cindric closes in big time on the front stretch with a huge run off turn 4 that last time. Busch will clear Chastain on the outside through 1 and 2, and Chastain may lose a spot to Austin Cindric for second. Cindric way down low. Chastain trying to side draft him. Cindric is clear on the bottom into turns 3 and 4. The rookie is up to second place. Byron fell from 3rd to 7th on the restart as well, having to hop out of the throttle at some point. And here is Vince Welch with Kyle Larson.
What happened?
Just had a right front tire let go. I moved up. I don't really think that made the wear any worse, but yeah, just let go in the center and took off. So, hate that happened. I feel like our car was good enough, depending on restart, since you can't pass at all, especially the leader anyway. So, we'll see. I think it's Kyle's race to lose at this point. It's pretty impossible to pass. So, yeah, we'll move on and look forward to the 600 and hopefully put on some good racing there.
Glad you're okay.
That's the Coca-Cola 600.
Kyle Busch got a little wiggly there in turns 3 and 4. And I think he may have a tire go! Big wreck on the front stretch! Nearly up and over goes Ross Chastain. Hard hit into the outside wall for Chase Elliott. A nasty crash at Texas. Kyle Busch may have had a tire going down, and the one of Chastain climbed right over the rear of his race car. Nasty accident in turn 1 at Texas. Chase Elliott hit driver's side door hard in turns 1 and 2 as well, as he clocked the one of Chastain, who went up and over the left rear tire of Kyle Busch, who was slow on the front stretch. Cindric missed him to the outside and took the lead, but the rest of the leaders behind him piled in big time. One of the wildest rides from Ross Chastain we've seen on a mile and a half in a while in the Cup Series. Big wreck at Texas involving 3 drivers that were all running in the top 6. Kyle Busch is out of the car and into the back of the ambulance. He wiggled quite a bit in turns 3 and 4. He kept it off the wall. I think, yeah, the right rear tire's down. So it looked like the right rear tire went flat on the 18 of Kyle Busch. And then Chastain went up and over the left rear tire of the 18 car. Just drove basically right through the left rear quarter panel and up and over the left rear tire. Launched the one car in the air. Came back down on all 4. And then when he came back down on all 4, he clipped the 9 of Elliott in the left rear and sent him driver's side door hard into the outside wall as well. Couple of big hits for a couple of drivers. Man, oh man. That was huge. I'm surprised Chastain came back down on all 4. When he went up in the air, he nearly landed right on the driver's side door. Landed hard on the left front, and then it just came back down on all 4. I'm surprised he didn't start barrel rolling into turn 1. Very lucky, and there was just nowhere to go on the front stretch. I don't think the caution was out yet, but it was kind of hard to tell what went wrong with Kyle Busch, though, because he was at full speed off the exit of turn 4. He slowed down so quick on the front stretch with the right rear going down. And because there's no apron on the front stretch at Texas, he had to stay on the actual racetrack. He couldn't go down into the grass. And because there was no apron there was no room for anybody to go who was on the bottom lane like Chastain. All 3 drivers seem to be all right. I believe they have all gotten out of the race cars. A-car cam is crazy. Yeah, and Chastain's. They just showed that on my screen a little bit ago. Just a 3-car wreck, but about as big as a 3-car wreck could possibly be on a mile and a half. And Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott taken out at lap 48. following Kyle Busch blowing a right rear tire off the exit of turn 4. Was running slow, but because there's no apron on the front stretch, he was down on the bottom. Cars rushing by at full speed on the outside. Ross Chastain ran up and over the left rear of Kyle Busch's race car. Barely came back down on all 4, and as he went back up the track into the wall on the outside, he clipped the 9 of Elliott, who was above him in the left rear corner panel, sent Elliott around. He spun driver's side door into the outside wall in 1 and 2 as well. All 3 drivers easily out of this race. They're luckily all out of their race cars after a few of them took heavy hits. And Chastain actually had his left side tires down in the grass trying to get underneath Busch. I mean, he was doing everything he could to get out of the way and just had no time. In the blink of an eye, something like that happens, especially at those speeds midway to 3/4 of the way down the front stretch like they were. They were easily over 180, 185 miles an hour at point of contact between Chastain and Busch. Well, so much for Kyle Busch winning the race. He was my pick. Austin Cindric will be the leader with Blaney in second now. They were the first 2 to miss it. But that took out 3 of the drivers running in the top 6. I believe Chastain was in... actually, Chastain was second because... No, he was third. Cindric got around him. That's right. So Chastain was third. Cindric was second. Furfur Express, welcome to the stream. Hammer Bloxy, 67 years ago, welcome. Wise KB in 21st just got involved in a nasty accident. So Busch won stage 1 and actually had led the first 47 laps of the race today before blowing a right front tire off turn 4. The second tire failure we've already seen today. Kyle Larson had blown a right front, hit the wall hard in turn 4, which sparked a caution about 10 laps prior. 12 laps exactly prior to the one we just saw moments ago. Red flag immediately after the accident due to a couple of big hits. Again, everybody has climbed out of the race cars and are on the trip to the infield care center. You'll likely hear interviews from all 3 of them at some point, and I will definitely give you guys the ability to listen to that. Lord Jovian, welcome to the stream. Ronald Russell, welcome. Nothing to watch now. Kyle is out tonight. Yeah, both the Kyles. And we'll still have some action throughout the course of this. But 4 cars already out of the race. And really nobody's fault for any of the 4 cars being eliminated. Larson blew right front. Busch blew left rear, setting off a big accident. With only 3 cars with big as far as hits are concerned. Those are some of the hardest hits we've seen all season in any series. And we saw a couple of them in one crash right there. Just crazy, yeah, exactly. Lawnmower, welcome to the stream. Eric Jones has a chance. Yeah, he does. Santiago Kid, welcome to the stream. Chase Elliott, did not see that coming. Yeah, he did not see that coming. He was on the outside and actually had already cleared both Busch and almost cleared the one at Chastain when Chastain came back down on all 4. Elliott happened to be right there and clipped him in the left rear corner panel, sent the 9 around. Matt Hunter, welcome to the stream. Man, oh man, that's a Benny Parsons quote you made. I didn't realize what I said. See, that's one thing when I'm doing the live commentary. I give you guys the commentary. I have no clue what I actually say until I go back and get the highlight video for you guys. It's just literally in the heat of the moment, giving you guys as much feedback as possible. The words of choice just kind of come to play. Here's Busch's radio.
Fire flat. Coming hard. You okay? Yep.
All right, well, that was very Kyle Busch-like. More disappointment than anything from Busch. A lot of speedy drag going down in turns 1 and 2. They came out from underneath the 9 car. It looks like some of the safer barriers getting checked in turn 1 as well. Here's Vince Welch with Chase Elliott.
What did you feel or see or think about that?
Yeah, I saw the 18 had a problem, and then I saw the one hit him really hard, and I just didn't give him enough room to. I knew he was going to go straight. I just didn't realize he was going to, go that far right that quick. I just kind of misjudged it. So, really avoidable on my end. I just kind of messed up and didn't get the gap shot quick enough. So, paid it. I thought our car was actually surprisingly pretty good for me in Texas. So I was pretty excited about it. Looking forward to getting going and seeing what we had here towards the end. I thought we were sitting in a really good spot with strategy and things like that. So we'll try again next week.
Yeah, glad you're okay.
So again, Chase Elliott checked and released from the infield care center. Still waiting on Ross Chastain and Kyle Busch to get out. Here's Chastain's radio after the wreck.
Yeah.
I didn't see that 18, Phil. I was looking at the 12, trying to guard there.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go.
Vince Walsh standing now with Ross Chastain.
Kyle at about 185 mile per hour. What did that feel like?
Felt like the driver of the one car chose the wrong lane to go. Just our Worldwide Express car was tight all night and just managing the tightness, and saw Kyle have an issue like a tire down, and I guessed left, and I should have guessed right. Yeah, big hits. Big hit into Kyle. Didn't think the wall would hurt as bad as it did when I did hit the wall, so. But I'd already hit the 18 and the 1, or the 18 and the 9, so by that point, this is going to be a weird view. Yep, that's how I remember it. Tough break, but fast cars.
Glad you're okay. Mike.
Likely get a word from Kyle Busch as well. If not, he'll probably be back in the motorhome already. You're Jovian. Welcome to the stream again, and thanks for the $4.99 super chat. 2023 All-Star Race returns to Charlotte. First half of the race on the oval, second half on the modified road course. Best driver team car wins. Thoughts? They wouldn't be able to do both of those in the same weekend because of everything that they need to place, like the turn 1 wall and all the walls that they don't have on the track when the oval's racing, the chicane on the backstretch, with the turtles and everything. They would have to apply that, and that would take a couple hours at least, so they would be able to run both of those in the same event. It'd be cool, theoretically, like as like a fantasy kind of thing in your head or in a video game. It'd be pretty cool, but yeah, unfortunately wouldn't be possible in real life. They need Flintstone tires. Vince Welch with Kyle Busch.
The right front and then the big hit from Ross. How do you describe what happened there in that sequence?
I just got a flat tire off of 4, right rear's flat. Unfortunate for our guys, everybody at Joe Gibbs Racing, Toyota, M&M's. I mean, we had a really fast race car, great race car. Led all the laps up to that point, obviously. So disappointing to not be able to finish it out and go race for the $1 million.
Did you see Ross coming? I know there was nothing you could do to avoid him, but did you see it coming?
No.
Glad you're okay. Mike.
Well, the race is wide open now. Probably 3 of the fastest cars, at least through the first 47 laps, all out of the race. Kyle Larson, then Kyle Busch and Ross Chastain, and then Elliott, who was in 6th, also involved in the wreck. And again, right now, when we go green at the end of stage 2, Austin Cindric is going to be the leader. Still under red flag for cleanup after a hard crash between Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott, and Kyle Busch after Busch's right rear tire went down. Ross Chastain ran over the left rear tire, landed back down on all 4, clipped Chase Elliott in the process, slamming into the outside wall hard was the 1 and the 9. The 9 driver's side door first, and all 3 taken out of today's race. You just heard from them moments ago in our driver interviews. Bad question from Vince. Did you see him coming? He would have had to have looked out of the rearview mirror to see him coming. And I don't think he's going to look out of the rearview mirror when he's well off the pace on the inside of the track. I agree with you. Alexis Ruiz, welcome to the stream. William Ayers, welcome. Blanio Cindric payback after Daytona. He knows what it's going to take to win. And what Cindric's willing to do on the last lap to win. Even if there's a teammate involved in a big race like this. I would assume we're probably going to have a green-white checker finish to stage 2. Because we have 3 laps to go when the caution came out in the stage. But, yeah, 3 laps to go in the stage. I would assume that it's not going to end under caution. And if it does, then Austin Cindric's going to be the stage winner. And because Kyle Busch is out of the race, that means Cindric will actually get to start from first in the final stage of the night once we get there. Of course, as long as he finishes in the top 15 in both stages following that. 2 mirrors now at a brace for impact. That is true. They still do have the original mirror as well as the dash cam rear view. Yeah, he was probably bracing for cover, potentially. I don't know. That situation, I mean, we've seen instances like that where there wasn't a wreck, but we've also seen the cars been able to get to the apron in time. Again, there's no apron on the front stretch at Texas. Chastain actually got his left side tires in the grass trying to go low to miss Busch. It was just too little too late. Hard to make up your decision that quick. Again, currently under red flag still after the accident. Busch should have stayed high instead of cutting down to the grass. Well, no, because cars were on the inside and outside on the front stretch. Because if he would have been on the outside, then by the time he would have gotten to the exit of turn 2, cars would have been working their way off the bottom of the track to the exit of the corner. So you have to go low. He was almost at the end of the front stretch when he got hit. He was probably 2/3 to 3/4 of the way down. If he would have gotten out of that last little kink on the front stretch where he had the initial contact with Chastain running over the back of him, if he would have gotten past that point, he could have gotten down to the apron of the track into 1 and 2, and that wouldn't have happened. Just was a couple seconds too late in getting down there. But he was already on the bottom all the way through the front stretch, so he held his line. I don't think that was Busch's fault. Looks like the red flag is lifted. We're back under caution during the commercial break, and they'll be going green within a matter of a couple minutes. Pete, how the 18's out of the race. I've done it a few times, but again, just a reminder for anybody who maybe is tuning in for the first time. Red flag has just been lifted. We were under red because Kyle Busch had blown a right rear tire off the exit of turn 4. Was down on the bottom of the racetrack on the front stretch. Field coming in full speed. Cindric was in second, missed him to the outside. Unfortunately, the one of Ross Chastain did not miss him. Jumped up and over the left rear tire. All 4 tires off the ground. Came back down on all 4. When he slammed back down on all 4, he clipped the left rear of Chase Elliott, who was on the outside. And then Elliott went into the outside wall, driver's side door first in the middle of 1 and 2. Chastain also hit the outside wall after contact with the 18 and the 9 as well. So all 3 of their days have come to an end. Larson blew a right front tire earlier in stage 2 under green flag conditions. So a couple of right side tire failures already. We didn't see any tire failures in the open race earlier, and I was asked in the open race if we were going to see any tire failures today, and I said no, and if we do see one, it's going to be in the final stage when there's longer green flag run. Well, we're not in the final stage. We're in stage 2. We've already seen 2 of them. Chase Briscoe under the hood of the 14, or at least his team is under the hood. I think they're making adjustments to that car. Remember, Kevin Harvick was on pit road with the hood up as well earlier in the race, making some adjustments under the hood. Now it says stage 2 overtime. Okay, yeah, so Mike George just clarifying on the Fox broadcast that again because Kyle Busch is out, which is kind of what I stated earlier. Kyle Busch won stage 1. That means the stage 2 winner would end up restarting in the lead in the final stage. Whoever wins this stage, of course. Both the Penske Fords will be on the front row of Cindric and Blaney on the restart. Here's Boyer with Ryan Blaney.
It's like you've got a handful out there, Cowboy. You've been up front, been slipping and sliding around. What do you got out there?
Yeah, I've been sliding around for sure. I think we got a really fast regular Menards Ford Mustang. Just jump up against bad spot on the restart and try too hard. And now we're running pretty decent spot again. So a really fast car. Just trying to get the lead here and see what we can do.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
Thanks.
Flying Ryan, I like that. I like that nickname. Flying Ryan Blaney. Okay, so regular overtime rules during stage 2 right now, just like you would see at the end of the race during any points paying races, that if we get to the final lap of the stage, then the next flag would end the stage, whether it is the yellow or the checker. So overtime in stage 2, again, this will decide who will get to restart the final stage from the lead with Kyle Busch out of the race now. This is really shaking things up. 4 of the drivers out of the race today were all in the top 6 at the time of them wrecking through 2 different accidents. And with 4 of them out of the race as well, to finish in the top 15 is going to be a little easier because I would have to assume that the 12 and the 2 are going to end up having to pit during the stage break. Well, actually, everybody's going to pit during the stage break. Mandatory 4-tire stop, that's where the pit crew competition will come into play after these 2 laps conclude. So a little bit of a lengthy red flag period, 14 minutes and 16 seconds was the total time on the red flag. After a crash on the front stretch, entering into turn 1 between Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott. Field is entering their way into the Geico restart zone right now for overtime in stage number 2. Austin Cindric elected the inside, Blaney on the outside of row 1, Byron on the inside row 2, Suarez on the outside row 2. Green flag back in the air. Cindric gets a great push on the bottom from the 24 of Byron. Blaney did not take off well, spins his tires on the outside. Logano nearly in the grass on the front stretch as he spun his tires a little bit further back in the pack as well. Blaney's charging hard, though, on the outside through turns 1 and 2. He's going to get to the outside of Austin Cindric. It looked like he was dead in the water, and now he has about a half a car length lead down the back. Contact maybe between the 12 and the 2 now as they enter into turn 3. Aggressive side drafting from Cindric had pulled Blaney back, and Cindric's clear off turn 4. 1 lap to go in stage 2 for Austin Cindric. Bell to the inside of Suarez for 4th place. Byron is easily in line in 3rd. Truex and Kurt Busch riding behind Bell and Suarez right now. Blaney got to get gapped by the 2 car through turns 1 and 2. Now he's off to try and block the 24 of Byron, who works to the inside of the 12. Side by side for 2nd through 3 and 4 with Blaney up high, Byron down low. Byron wiggled a little bit on the bottom lane. That's going to give the momentum up high for Blaney. Austin Cindric will win stage 2, and by inches, couldn't even tell who got 2nd there. I think it was Blaney. And it was Blaney. And Blaney gives a shot to the back of the 2 car. Cindric Blaney just ran right in the back of the 2 car in the middle of turns 1 and 2. He might have been upset with the 2 maybe shutting the door aggressively on the 12. So the Penske teammates having a little bit of issues with one another, I guess. Austin Cindric is going to win stage 2, but Ryan Blaney is heated. And we'll be having a pit crew competition. Winner of the pit crew competition will not only receive $100,000 for the winning pit crew, but also will get to restart in 3rd for the final stage with Busch out of the race. And Suarez was in 4th on the restart. He's 4th at the end of stage 2 as well. Resistance is futile. Welcome to the stream. Crew chief or driver announcer, also too much dead space. Yeah, well, this is why when you're actually in the booth, you have a driver and a crew chief, yeah, like you said. You have color commentators along with the actual lap-by-lap commentator. I do not have that at my exposure. A lot of that is me listening to the broadcast so I can give you guys as much information as possible for whatever, news or anything that happens throughout the course of the race as well. Like Team Trackhouse. Raindrop, welcome to the stream. I sense a new rivalry. Well, this wouldn't be the first rivalry at Penske. Penske's been having teammate rivalries since Rusty Walsh and Jeremy Mayfield were teammates back in the late 90s and early 2000s. And Ryan Newman came along and Walsh had issues there too.
Their drivers don't speed. We don't need any penalties on pit road. As far as William Byron is concerned, said just tighten me up a little bit. As far as the 2 of Tim Cindric, or of Austin Cindric,
Tim Cindric.
A little bit tighter. They like the car, but he needs to be a little bit tighter. It's an air pressure adjustment. Jamie?
Christopher Bell said the balance is good, especially on that last restart. The last restart really good there in the 45. Of Kurt Busch, they want to make an air pressure adjustment to keep up with the track. He was really loose on those left side tires.
William Byron wins the race off of pit road, but I think the competition's to the fastest 4-tire stop. I'm not sure who that is yet. Austin Cindric lost about 6 spots on pit road because the hose of the front tire changer's air gun got caught underneath the splitter of the car when they dropped the jack on the right side. So Cindric lost some spots. Joey Logano's pit crew, fastest on the pit stop challenge, 36.353 seconds from commitment line on entry to pit road to commitment line on exit. So Joey Logano. Yep. Let me look at the rules real quick. I need to pull the rules back up. Each team must perform a pit stop 4 tires. The team with the shortest time on pit road wins the pit crew award. Driver will start 4th at the end of the final stage as long as he finishes 15th or better in stage 3. So, yes, so that is total time on pit road from commitment line to commitment line. I thought going in to the pit stop challenge that the driver was not included. It was solely the pit crew on the estimated pit times, but I guess it was total time on pit road, which means commitment line to commitment line. So Joey Logano will get to win that. So Penske on it tonight. Cindric wins stage 2. He'll get to start out in front in the final stage as long as he finishes 15th or better at the end of stage 3. And Joey Logano will get to start 3rd after winning the pit crew challenge as long as he finishes 15th or better at the end of this stage. Right now, Logano's in 11th, so he's going to have to hang on. Ethan Weeder, welcome to the stream. No idea how Willie B did not finish the challenge, did not win the challenge. Gained 2 spots on pit road. Joey might have had a better yellow to yellow time. Yeah, and that's exactly why Logano won. Byron won the race off pit road, but was not on pit road for the shortest amount of time total. Do Fantasy League. No Fantasy League this week. on the channel. Off week. That's why there was no pre-race today before the Open or the All-Star race. A couple of people root for William Byron down in the chat. Yep, Byron will be the leader on the restart. He'll try to win Stage 3 so he can restart second at the end of this third stage. Another 25 laps in Stage 3, and then the final stage will be 50 laps. 75 to go right now. We went a little long in stage number 2, overtime following a 3-car accident with a few laps to go in. Here's Jamie Little with Joey Logano's pit crew.
Got it done on that stop. Paul Wolf, I know it's been a struggle this weekend, but what can you say about your boys and getting it done there?
Well, I'm just proud of the effort. We haven't been where we wanted to be all year. We made some changes, and the guys have stepped up. And obviously, Joey's one of the best on pit road, so we put together the whole package, and real proud of everybody on the Shell Pennzoil team.
Well done. $100,000 going to the 22 bunch.
That's awesome.
That's 20 grand a piece for the 5 members. I don't know if the crew chief's included in that. I don't think so, but pretty cool for that 22 team to get the prize. Of course, Chase Elliott got that prize last year. Hopefully that's something they keep around with the All-Star race in years forward, because it's pretty cool to award the guys who are on the grind on a weekly basis that really don't get talked about too often unless mistakes are made. So good to praise them when praising is due, and obviously was awarded right there. Hope no tires come off. Yeah. Watch Logano's tire come off. Quickest stop, but had a loose wheel. Would they have to, if that happened, would they have to take away the $100,000? Ryan Blaney's still upset with Cindric. He hit him the one time initially on the cool-down lap following Stage 2, and then he got into him again. Here's Blaney's radio.
What did I do wrong? I just ended up taking his airways. Okay, that's kind of what I thought. All good. Yeah, $1 million.
Yeah, that's what
I think that was Cindric's radio, not Blaney's. They said Blaney, but it was Cindric's. Front row for the restart will be William Byron and Ryan Blaney. Byron on the inside, Blaney on the outside after Byron won the race off pit road. Again, Logano's going to be back in, looks like 10th place. He gained 1 spot, so he's in 10th. He has to finish 15th or better at the end of this stage for him to restart in 3rd for the final stage, which is 50 laps. The only thing is that even if he finishes outside the top 15, the pit crew will still get to keep the $100,000 that they earned for having the fastest pit stop today. Graphic camera, welcome to the stream. If you're new, welcome. For anybody new, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more daily NASCAR content, including live race commentary, live streams like you're seeing tonight during the race, as well for other races this season. Race highlight videos for races I go to from the grandstands as well, and the video game side with realistic commentary there during the week. Green flag back in the air for stage number 3. Byron got the good launch. Ryan Blaney on the outside trying to side draft the 17 car of Chris Buescher. Actually cooked the grass at the end of the front stretch as they worked their way down into turn 1. He's going to lose a spot on the outside. Byron will clear Ryan Blaney for second off the exit of the corner, as Blaney is going to hold off Daniel Suarez behind him for the second place position, right in line behind the 24. Side by side back there between a couple of the drivers who raced their way in through the Open of Chris Buescher and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Currently both inside the top 10 and battling for 7th. Denny Hamlin right behind him. Logano stayed in 10th place off the restart and actually works to the inside of Denny Hamlin right now for position as well. Austin Cindric, Martin Truex Jr. side by side for 5th place with Cindric on the outside, Truex down low. Ryan Blaney not too far behind the 24 of William Byron. We haven't seen many passes throughout the course of the night, especially on the driver with clean air. The leader has not been passed the entire night, whether it was in the Open or the actual All-Star race itself. But Ryan Blaney is working hard inside that 12th car, drives to the inside of Byron off turn 2, and completes the pass into 3 and 4. Ryan Blaney to the lead in stage 3. Blaney just flat out worked his way around Byron. Byron's in trouble now as Christopher Bell is right behind him trying to get around. If Blaney wins stage 3, then all 3 Penske cars will start 1, 2, 3 for the final stage. As long as Cindric and Logano finish top 15. Cindric 6th right now, Logano 10th. 21 to go in the stage yet, this time by. Bell was not able to get around Byron as Byron was able to close the door pretty quickly after Blaney made the pass on him in 3 and 4 the last lap. And Bell again looking to the inside in turns 1 and 2. Byron up high. Bell might have chopped the corner off a little bit too early on the bottom. Slides in line again behind Byron off the exit of the corner. That was an impressive pass by Blaney. Again, he is the only driver who's been able to pass the leader that wasn't on a restart, or at least was more than a couple laps after a restart, at all between the Open and the All-Star race so far tonight. REP, welcome to the stream. Sound like an MRN commentator. Thank you. I do my best. Lucas, I'm going to say Weiner, welcome to the stream. Bulldog225, welcome to the stream as well. Just subscribe. Thank you. 200 likes is the goal on the like button tonight as well. Let me see what we're at. We are currently... I got to refresh the page. 200 was the goal tonight. We are at 98, so be sure to hit that like button. Well over 350 people watching right now. Christopher Bell gets to the inside of Byron now off the exit of turn 2. Same spot that Ryan Blaney was able to get underneath Byron, so maybe Williams struggling with the exit to turn 2 just a little bit. He'll stay on the outside of Bell as Bell can't complete the pass through 3 and 4 like Blaney did a few laps ago. Still side by side for second place. It's going to allow Daniel Suarez to close in from behind. It's gotten a lot darker from what it was during the beginning of the actual All-Star race tonight. The red flag killed a little bit more daylight as well, so as the track temps again continue to cool, maybe the outside lane might become available by the end of the night. Byron couldn't hold the outside lane though, and maybe has a little bit slower of a car than the 20 of Bell. Bell was able to make the pass, and he moves up to second. Brad Keselowski, Kurt Busch side by side as well, battling for 11th place. Busch will complete the pass on Bad Brad. Bowman as well going to get around Michael McDowell through 1 and 2 for 13th. Full field rundown during stage 3 right now as we're on lap 9 of 25 in the stage, and we're almost halfway home officially in tonight's race. Ryan Blaney is your race leader by 0.6 of a second over Christopher Bell. William Byron's in 3rd, Daniel Suarez 4th, and Martin Truex Jr. rounds out the top 5. Rookie Austin Cindric is in 6th, but he won stage 2, and with Busch winning stage 1 out of the race, virtue of the last accident, that big wreck that sparked the red flag late in stage 2, Austin Cindric will get the restart on the pole, I guess, for the final stage, which is 50 laps long. Chris Buescher's in 7th place, Denny Hamlin in 8th, Stenhouse in 9th, and Joey Logano rounds out the top 10. His crew won the Pit Crew Challenge, winning the $100,000 tonight, and Joey Logano himself will get the restart in 3rd, as long as he stays in the top 15 at the end of this stage. Kurt Busch is going to be in 11th right now, Brad Keselowski 12th, Alex Bowman 13th, Michael McDowell 14th, Bubba Wallace in 15th, Kevin Harvick 16th, Eric Jones 17th, AJ Allmendinger 18th, Eric Almirola 19th, last car on the track is Chase Briscoe in 20th. Kyle Busch, first driver out of the race, 21st, Chastain 22nd, Chase Elliott 23rd, Kyle Larson in a separate accident blew a right front tire earlier today. And early in stage 2, and those are the 4 cars out of the race. He rounds out the 24-car field. Half a second gap right now between Ryan Blaney in the lead and Christopher Bell in second. Bell a little bit quicker than Blaney that last lap. Does he have the speed in his Toyota Camry to catch Blaney and pass him like Blaney was able to do to Byron a little while ago? CIA, welcome to the stream. He's back. It's all good. Welcome to the stream. Gonna see a big one. Well, we kind of already did. It was only a 3-car wreck, but we it was a pretty nasty crash, and about as close to a big one as you're going to get on a mile and a half as far as vicious hits are concerned. I'm sure that's probably going to be up on NASCAR's YouTube channel if it isn't already up. As far as wondering what the actual hit looked like and what the various camera angles of the hit, because I can't show you guys any replays. Bell about another 10th quicker over the last lap and a half to 2 laps on Blaney as he continues to close in. As he gets closer to the back of the 12, he may have to worry about a little bit of a dirty air problem. Pass for 10th place was just made. Kurt Busch has gotten around Joey Logano. Logano playing it pretty patient right now. He's probably willing to let the 45 go as long as he stays 5 positions ahead of where he's at right now. Again, he will get to move up to 3rd at the end of this next stage. And we'll probably see pit stops at the end of this next stage because the fuel window will open to the end of the race. But we have had a couple tire failures today, so you also kind of run the risk of, do you pit at some point in that final stage and not risk blowing a tire, or do you just try to risk it, go the full 50 laps? If we don't have a natural caution, there is going to be a kind of competition-like caution between lap 15 and 25 in the final stage as well. So you would have the opportunity to pit midway through the stage, but I don't know that everybody's going to do that, especially at the front of the field. But again, a couple tire failures today that might change the strategy calls in some crew chiefs' minds. We'll just have to wait and see how that plays out, and again, how the end of stage 3 will play out with pit stops there as well. We're 9 laps away from that point for the moment. Bell must have had a slip up that last lap because he was only about 0.4 of a second off the lead from Blaney. Now he's back to 0.8 of a second off the lead. Blaney 0.4 of a second quicker that last lap. And we have a caution. 8 to go in the stage, another tire failure. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has crashed. Right rear tire seems to have gone down. So problems with the rear tires again. Just like we saw last week at Kansas, is the left rear tire. Today, it seems to be the right rear tire. Kyle Busch first, and now Stenhouse, and Larson even blew a right front earlier as well. Actually, no caution. Stenhouse stayed low, out of the way. I guess we are still under green flag conditions. Stenhouse is on pit road. No debris on the racetrack, so my bad for saying caution. We do stay green, but Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has hit the wall pretty hard, and I don't think they're going to be able to get that car repaired. It looks like Stenhouse's night has come to an end. Unfortunate after he raced his way in after winning stage 1 in dominating fashion in the Open earlier on this evening. Christopher Bell trying the outside through 3 and 4, trying to pick up whatever time he can on Ryan Blaney. He did pick up a little bit, 0.2 of a second quicker that last lap was Bell than the 12 car. And that last lap by Bell was the fastest of any driver in the race so far today of a 28.71. Blaney has the second fastest lap time of a 28.88 or 28.89 in this race right now. Hamlin is close to Austin Cindric for 6th. Hamlin going a little bit wider than the 2 car of Austin Cindric, and if Cindric gets a little bit too much pressure from behind by Hamlin, I think he should probably just let him go, considering that Cindric's going to be restarting in first. Cindric to the outside in 1 and 2. He's going to give the bottom open for Denny Hamlin. Off the exit of the corner, Hamlin not quite going to be able to hang on the left rear corner panel of Cindric. Desperately trying to get whatever sort of side drafting help he can. Now Cindric lifts early into 3 and 4 and just lets the 11 go. Another car in the wall. Christopher Bell is in the wall off turn 4, and we have a caution on the front stretch. Christopher Bell was trying the outside through 3 and 4 the lap before. I wonder if he did it again and stepped a little over the edge like we may have seen from Reddick and Castle in the Open earlier today. It doesn't look like any of the right side tires are down on the 20 cars, which leads me to believe that he just lost it off of turn 4. Yep. Bell running the outside groove through turns 3 and 4, and he backed it into the outside wall with the right rear. And then ended up slapping the right front into the wall as well. Not a lot of damage on the 20. He'll be able to continue. But obviously he's not only going to lose track position, but aerodynamically that car's not going to be as dependent either with the damage. So caution is out again. our third for incident in the race. But Bell trying to run the outside and made the same exact mistake that Reddick and Castle made earlier today. Interesting pit strategy call coming up though right now. Do you stay out or do you pit? If you're Ryan Blaney, I think you stay out. It's going to be another overtime restart in stage 3. With Christopher Bell in the 20 wrecking right there, that is now 5 cars who have ran in the top 6 at the time of them wrecking in tonight's race. Crazy. Byron gonna pit. It looks like the entire field will pit except for Ryan Blaney. Joey Logano gonna stay out, but that's because he can pit at the end of the stage because he'll get the restart in third anyway. Looks like a slow stop on the 24 team of William Byron.
Martin Truex Jr. making his 12th All-Star appearance. Never won this race. They worked the right side, made an air pressure adjustment for Truex. And the 20 car, they said it doesn't look bad, so they feel like they can continue at this point as they continue to assess the damage on their right rear of the 20.
3 wide leaving pit road right around the 5th and 6th place positions. And it looks like Bubba Wallace's crew is having issues with the left rear tire. I don't know if that's getting the tire off or putting the tire on, but they are still on pit road with the car jacked up. Stenhouse going to get one of his 2 laps back. He was able to get back on the racetrack right before that caution came out. And he'll get his next lap back at the stage break as well. So Stenhouse will actually be back on the lead lap, but he's got a lot of damage, and I don't think that car is going to be competitive at all. It's going to be interesting to see if the 20 could continue with competitive speed. Obviously, he was second right before he ended up in the outside wall off turn 4. Chance to go to a race, but instead I'm just going to the Talladega playoff race. Oh, a chance to go to this race. Gotcha. I don't blame you. It is Texas. My goal is to get to every Cup track, so at some point I will get to Texas, as long as it's still on the schedule. I'm hoping I get one race out there to see for that reason and that reason alone. Yeah, but it wasn't a tire issue for Christopher Bell. He was trying the outside lane, similar, again, to what we saw in the open race, or for those of you that might have watched the open race or listened to live commentary, Tyler Reddick and Landon Castle had similar wrecks on the outside lane earlier today. So even with the track conditions continuing to cool and complete darkness now covering the racetrack in the nighttime sky at the Texas Motor Speedway, still not enough grip in the outside lane. And there's no grip at this point with only about 54 laps to go, about 52 to go when we go green. There is no chance that that lane is going to be available the entire night. God bless Texas. Michael McDowell also stayed off of pit road. Interesting strategy call by the 34 team. He's got the 3 Penske cars in front of him, though. Ryan Blaney going to elect the inside lane for the restart. I am a Blaney fan. I got the sweatshirt on, too. Always wearing Blaney gear every Cup race. Patricia Toms, welcome to the stream. Have an opportunity to go to Indy Road Course race in July. Cool, man. Indianapolis Motor Speedway is a nice facility for anybody who does go to the Indianapolis 500 next week or the NASCAR race in July, or goes to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Indianapolis area at any time. Highly recommend going to the Indy Museum, Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum in the infield. It is open. Even when the track doesn't host racing events, it is open, and you can go in, and a lot of racing history in that place. Mostly IndyCar related, but if you're a motorsports fan in general, you should highly go in there. I'll be in there again next weekend, that's for sure. Terry Graham, welcome to the stream. Can you watch it on here? Can't watch the actual race on here for copyright purposes. Green flag back in the air. Cindric's on the inside right behind Ryan Blaney in the 12. Interesting because those two had a little bit of an issue with each other at the end of the last stage. I'm sure Cindric's going to give Blaney a lot of room, at least right now. And Cindric and Logano are holding up. Suarez on back behind him. 3 wide off the exit of turn 2 with Cindric in the middle. Cindric still in the middle. 3 wide into 3 and 4. He's trying to stay out of the way. Protect his starting spot for the final stage. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go now in stage number 3. Blaney out in front. Logano second. Suarez third. Michael McDowell fourth. And Austin Cindric rounds out the top 5. Again, McDowell stayed out of the pits. Suarez is the first driver on fresh tires right now. Joey Logano right in front of him. Into turns 3 and 4. Suarez to the inside of Logano. Logano going to give up the spot, knowing he'll have an automatic top 3 starting spot for stage number 4. Suarez will get up to second, but not going to catch Blaney on the fresher tires. Ryan Blaney will win stage 3 at Texas. And he will get to start in second place on the outside of Austin Cindric to the next restart. So all 3 Penske Fords will start 1, 2, 3 in the final stage. 50 laps will be in that final stage, and we'll be seeing some pit stops from the Penske duo or Penske trio, and then Michael McDowell will likely hit pit road as well, considering he stayed out of the pits during the last caution. Fords have been lacking in the speed department in recent weeks, but they came to play tonight at Texas. All in the top 3 when we go to the final 50 laps. Go to Michigan in August. I'll be there as well. Been in Texas, Phoenix, and mostly Talladega. Been a Larson fan since 2015. Probably after Gordon retired, I'd imagine. All-Star belongs in Charlotte. Yeah, I'd like to see it return to Charlotte too. If it has to go to a different track, I would vote Martinsville. But yeah, bringing it back to Charlotte. Especially with only having one off-season during the year for these teams. It's almost like another off weekend. Like, yeah, they're racing, but they're racing at home 2 weeks in a row too. That's what kind of helped with the All-Star race in Charlotte beforehand, too, because it basically gave them an extra off week. Again, teams were still in the shop preparing all week, but they didn't have to travel out on the road and they could stay with their families. I don't think pit road's open yet, otherwise we probably would have seen the 12, 22, and the 2 all pit there. Daniel needs a big win. Now, again, this is not a points race, so if we see a driver without a win this race, they are not locked into the playoffs. I say that because Blaney just won Stage 3. He's without a win this year, and then Daniel Suarez is in second right now, and he also is without a win this year. Michael McDowell fourth, also without a win this year. But $1 million is on the line, and we saw what happened with Michael McDowell after winning the Daytona 500 last season. They definitely put a lot of that winner's purse into the team, into that car, and it showed because McDowell had a career-best season last year, and he was able to get a few more top 10s throughout the course of the season as well, especially immediately after the Daytona 500, getting top 10s at the Daytona Road Course and even a mile and a half as well at Homestead. A little different circumstance middle of the season, and not quite as big of a purse winner's purse is the Daytona 500, but it could still be huge for that 99 team. Any team, obviously, but especially one that desperately needs good luck.
Jonathan Hasler for the 12 of Ryan Blaney, reminding Ryan that there's nothing to gain here, so no penalties. Don't speed. Make sure you get the car in straight so the crew doesn't have any trouble changing the tires. They anticipate him being out front, so they're going to snug it up for him just a little bit. You see the 2-car there as well, back where they started for the good 50-lap run, Jamie.
Michael McDowell in the 34 in his second All-Star race. Blake Harris on the box making the calls for him. Pretty tight in the 3 is his only complaint. In the 22, Joey Logano, after a lightning fast pit stop, they said, all right, we're just going to take our time. We're going to make some wedge adjustments on both sides of the car. Air pressure and 4. And Joey Logano, who, by the way, getting a little bit better, said that the balance is pretty neutral.
Again, just a reminder, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. got the free pass. He's back on the lead lap following the Stage 3 break. This is not going to be the last restart of the race no matter what, even if it stays green to the end. And the reason why is because anywhere between 15 to 25 laps during a green flag run in the final stage, whether it is the start of the stage or the middle of the stage, we are going to see a caution. It'll be kind of a competition-like caution, like we would see in races where qualifying and practice may have gotten washed out throughout the course of a race weekend, and they would have the competition yellow. I will say, though, with the Coke 600 next weekend, Goodyear needs to get on the tire issues because we've seen a lot of them. We've seen one with tonight alone we've seen 3, and we've only ran 82 laps. 82 laps, we've seen 3 tire failures. Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Can't wait to listen to the Indy 5. Well, I'm going to be there, so I won't be able to give you guys live commentary for it. But assuming you're talking on your own time. But yeah, they're going to have to figure the tire issues out. They've mainly been an issue on the 1.5 miles more than anything else. Like, we've seen them on issues at other tracks, but the 1.5 miles, it's pretty consistent. And it's the rear tires, too. It was the left rear last week. This week's the right rear. So the rear tires are cooking. Mile and a half next weekend with the Coke 600 at Charlotte. And then a little bit of a break before the next 1.5 miles on the schedule, which is actually at Atlanta, but that's a super speedway. It's makeshifted from 1.5 miles to a super speedway. There's still a couple types of racetracks we haven't gone to yet with the next-gen car, like a Pocono, which is going to be in the middle of the summer in New Hampshire. Very unique flat racetrack, 1 mile. Already a lot of stress on the right front tire at that racetrack. So you wonder, what that could bring as far as tire issues. Obviously, Pocono's not a track you want to see tire issues either. We almost saw a flip tonight at Texas with a tire issue. Pocono could be a dangerous track to have that kind of a problem. We've seen some very vicious hits there in the past, even in recent years, with tire failures in turn 1. We don't want that to become a common issue. So Austin Cindric elects the inside lane for the restart. Ryan Blaney will be on the outside in row 1. So the starting lineup for the final stage will be Ryan Blaney in the lead, Daniel Suarez in second, Joey Logano third, Michael McDowell fourth, Austin Cindric in fifth. Michael McDowell will not be fourth. Michael McDowell just pit. So let me repeat that. It'll be Ryan Blaney in first. Sorry, that's wrong too. Austin Cindric's going to be in first. Ryan Blaney will be second. Joey Logano third. Daniel Suarez will be in fourth. Fifth place will be William Byron. Denny Hamlin in sixth. Chris Buescher seventh. Martin Truex Jr. eighth. Kurt Busch ninth. And AJ Allmendinger will round out the top 10 when we start the final stage. Into the Geico restart zone. Cindric will get the launch. Green flag back in the air. Blaney getting a good push on the outside from Daniel Suarez. Now Suarez has let go. The 12 and the 2 have already had issues with one another today. They are teammates, but they are likely not going to be racing like teammates when they get off the exit of turn 2 this time. Battling for $1 million. 50 laps to go. Cindric way down low on the bottom, trying to stay away from Blaney to make sure the 12 wasn't going to side draft him. Awkward angle into turn 3 for the 2. The 12 trying to pinch him down low, trying to force him into a mistake. Doesn't happen. Off the exit of turn 4, still side by side for the lead between Blaney and Cindric. Deadlocked even at the line. Blaney leads the lap by inches. Here comes Logano now, right behind him as they're still side by side into 1 for the lead. Off the exit of turn 2, who will have the edge this time? It's going to be Blaney on the outside, who has cleared Austin Cindric. Big block by Blaney on the back straightaway. Holds clear of the 2 car. Cindric will have to stay in line behind him in second and in front of his other teammate Logano in third. Ryan Blaney leads with 48 laps to go, this time by in the 2022 All-Star Race. Penske 1, 2, 3. And a battle for 4th between Denny Hamlin and Daniel Suarez, side by side with Hamlin on the bottom and Suarez up high. Through 1 and 2, and as they race each other hard, side drafting each other on the back straightaway, slowing each other up, William Byron in 6th is closed in and now making a 3-car battle for 4th. Suarez is going to clear Denny Hamlin at the start-finish line, getting the run on the outside off the exit of turn 4. Suarez with a big dive to the bottom through 1 and 2. Cindric and Logano running the middle to upper group through 1 and 2 that time, and Suarez closed in on both of them. Martin Truex Jr. has caught William Byron and will battle him to the inside into 3, side by side for 6th place. Toyota's not quite as strong as what they looked last week at Kansas, excluding Kyle Busch, who led the first 48 laps of tonight's race. Martin Truex Jr. is going to easily complete the pass on Byron, who may have had to jump out of the throttle a little extra through turns 1 and 2. That actually stacked up Chris Busch on the outside lane behind Byron, and now Kurt Busch is underneath him for 8th place. Side by side, Keselowski going to get around Allmendinger to move into the top 10 in the 10th place position right behind the 17 and the 45. Busch trying to side draft the 17 car, and they're still 2x2 into turns 1 and 2. Busch on the bottom. Will he clear Buescher this time? Off the exit of turn 2, no, he will not. Still side by side. Buescher with a huge run down the backstretch. Kurt Busch trying to slow him up again. Buescher could not clear Busch on the inside and again has to stay wide on the top lane through 3 and 4. Drivers have had issues running the outside today. Buescher no issue that time and still holds on strong. Side by side for about 2 full laps between the 45 and the 17, and the battle is now over. Busch is going to be clear of Buescher. And Keselowski now right in line behind his teammate and one of the cars he owns, making it a 3-car battle for 8th place. Denny Hamlin is catching up to Daniel Suarez, ran just a bit higher than him through 3 and 4, but not as high as what we saw Christopher Bell wreck from moments ago. Try not to make that kind of a mistake. A lot of drivers have been running that middle to upper groove in 1 and 2 and being able to stick. 3 and 4 not so much, which is actually kind of odd to me considering that 1 and 2 is a much flatter corner than 3 and 4. Of course, carrying more speed in the middle of the corner in 3 and 4 because of the banking, so maybe that's the reasoning for why drivers are struggling on the outside on that end of the track versus 1 and 2. Hamlin to the inside of Daniel Suarez, side by side for 4th place. Suarez is going to have a big run off the exit of turn 2. Hamlin trying to side draft him and stays alongside of him on the backstretch. Not as aggressive with the side draft immediately down the back straightaway and into turns 3 and 4. Suarez trying to pinch the 11 down low. Not going to give Hamlin a lot of room. Hamlin walks up the track just a little bit. Didn't lift that much though, and Suarez still there. And I've noticed that tonight when we have seen cars side by side, it is so hard to pass that they even stay side by side for about a full 2 or more laps most of the time when they get along one another. Hamlin going to side draft a little bit more aggressively on the back straightaway this time. Last lap he didn't really do it at all. That lap he did it, still can't clear the 99. Not going to move up. Suarez stays on the outside on the right rear corner panel and he pulls back the 11 car. Suarez clear into turns 1 and 2. Doesn't move back down to the bottom, though. He had a chance to, but sticks his car into that middle upper groove again. Hamlin can't get back down to the inside of Suarez. And Hamlin just was not able to get around Daniel Suarez from 4th, and he's going to have to set up these moves again. How much of their tires have they used? I say that because we've had tire issues a lot already tonight. Martin Truex Jr. is closing in on both of those guys for 4th. Ryan Blaney has a 1-second lead over teammate Austin Cindric right now, 2 seconds over Joey Logano in 3rd, and 3.2 seconds ahead of Daniel Suarez in 4th. Denny Hamlin's in 5th, Martin Truex Jr. 6th, William Byron 7th, Kurt Busch 8th, Chris Buescher in 9th, and Brad Keselowski rounds out the top 10. AJ Allmendinger in 11th, Alex Bowman 12th, Kevin Harvick 13th, Eric Jones 14th, Bubba Wallace 15th, Christopher Bell in 16th, 17th is Michael McDowell, Eric Almirola 18th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 19th, and Chase Briscoe rounds out the top 20. Rest of the cars 21st through 24th are out of the race right now with Kyle Busch 21st, Ross Chastain 22nd, Chase Elliott 23rd, and Kyle Larson 24th. And thanks for everybody tuning in. Sorry if I haven't shouted you out since the restart. Noel Renteria, welcome to the stream. Grizz270, welcome as well. Tucky Plays, welcome. Like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content for anybody tuning in right now. Our goal is 200 likes on the live stream. We've consistently had well over 300 viewers watching this live stream so far tonight. We are in the final stage with 36 laps to go. Ryan Blaney is the leader. Crash your mother to win. $140 likes right now on our goal of 200. All right, so Larry McReynolds further explaining the rule. This actually makes a little bit more sense. So I was a little bit off from what I stated what the rules were for the final stage. So if we don't get a caution between laps 15 and 25 in the final stage, then we will have a competition caution at lap 25. If we do get a natural yellow between laps 15 and 25, then we will not have a competition caution at lap 25, and it'll be a straight race to the end. No mandatory pit stops when the caution ends up coming out. So we would be 9 laps away right now. There is one car slow and on his way to pit road, and it's Bubba Wallace in the 23. Wallace has had all sorts of issues tonight. Felt he had a tire going down. I don't see anything going down yet. Better safe than sorry with the issues we've had already tonight with tire failures. In best case scenario, he should get the free pass during the competition caution anyway because he is the only car 1 lap down. So better safe than sorry, blowing a left rear tire that he felt like was going down there. Ryan Blaney is fastly approaching Kyle Busch for the most laps led in today's race as he still holds a 1-second lead over Austin Cindric. He's only 3 more laps led away from tying Kyle Busch for the most laps led in tonight's race. About to start racing local dirt track. Awesome, man. Wish you the best of luck. Best race I've seen was 2022 Atlanta race, man. It was unbelievable. I was there. It was a good race. For what it was, it wasn't my favorite super speedway race I've been to in person. 500 is going to be tough to beat from earlier this year, just from the atmosphere standpoint of it. But both the Talladega races I've been to, really good too. Last year's spring race and then the playoff race in 2020 was wild. Maybe too many cautions in that one. The 2021 spring race last season at Talladega, the Keselowski one, that's one of my favorite races I've been to in person in general. It was wild. It was mostly clean. Yeah, Logano flipped in that one, but I don't think there was more than a 5-car accident, and there were really only 2 cautions per incident. Clean, but super aggressive racing, and that's what I like to see. 4 laps away from the competition caution if we don't get a natural yellow between now and then. Blaney has opened up the lead a couple tenths of a second over the last couple laps over Cindric. So again, Blaney is the only car who has restarted on the outside today and has actually gotten to the lead on the restart. The inside has been the preferred lane all day long. But for Ryan Blaney, it worked out for him on the outside as the non-controlled car. He will be the controlled car the next time, obviously depending on if he actually restarts in the lead, because pit stops will likely happen. We don't know who will pit and who will stay out. And we have a caution anyway. Eric Jones is spinning in the grass on the front stretch, so no competition yellow, but we do have a natural caution with 28 laps to go. Eric Jones has crashed off of turn 4. We'll have to wait to see a replay if it was a tire failure or if he just lost it on the outside. Backed it into the outside wall and then smacked the front bumper into the wall as well in a ricocheting effect. Might have to get an interview from Eric Jones to actually state whether or not the tire had gone down resulting in that spin. It was tough to tell from that angle if it was down before the spin or if he had it already flat in the process of the spin and had locked the tires up, flat spotting them that way. Jones is out of the race car, and he'll be having a trip to the infield care center following the accident. Pit road going to open in a couple laps once they get that 43 car out of the grass on the front stretch. The interesting decision is probably going to come from the 12 of Ryan Blaney. Because he is the leader, I feel like there's more of a liability that he is going to stay out of the pits. But how many cars behind him are going to stay out of the pits during this caution? Oh boy. Over 400 people watching right now. Again, like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. 3rd highest viewed stream on the channel as of right now. Late in this race. Caution is out late in the race. 28 laps to go. Eric Jones has spun, backed it into the outside wall. Could we see the final restart of the race coming up very, very shortly? Doug Cutler, welcome to the stream. Hope it doesn't give Hamlin an opportunity. Well, he is in 5th. So much strategy on display. Pit road will be open this time by. Who is going to pit? I know cars will pit at the back of the pack. We have 19 on the lead lap right now. Bubba Wallace actually just got the free pass during the stage break, so I'd imagine he's probably going to pit. Like the beard, thank you. I keep it well groomed. I trimmed the sides down a couple inches, I want to say 2 days ago. So I got the fresh cut going on right now. All right. Pit road's open. Never mind. Pit road's closed. Pit road's still closed. I thought it was going to be open that time. I got faked out. It'll be open this time by, probably. No speeding penalty. Number 19, yeah. Truex has had a lot of speeding penalties. Denny Hamlin's crew has had a lot of penalties on pit road this year, too, and he's also in the top 10. Remember, this race has to end under green flag conditions as well. Lester Troyer, welcome to the stream. Wreck was bad. Yeah, it was. Wreck towards the end of stage 2. Kenneth Fox, welcome to the stream. Denny on back will pit. So 5th on back is what you're saying will pit? Pit road is open this time. Confirmation. I'm not going to get faked out this time around. Who will pit and who will stay out? Ryan Blaney backing him up. Blaney stays out. 5th on back, it looks like. 5th on back, pit.
24, William Byron, and you guys talked about it. They're not going to win from where they were, so it was just a 2-tire change with a chassis adjustment to try to get them tuned up for a run.
Same with Martin Truex Jr. Just felt like they needed to take the chance here and just make some changes to this car. It's worse than 3 and 4. Hard to pass. It's floaty. It's loose. He wanted it tightened up. That's kind of been his theme all night long.
2-tire stop for Truex, Byron, Kurt Busch. Denny Hamlin went fuel only. That's odd. Probably expecting multiple overtimes. I don't know why Hamlin even pit going fuel only, because there were a couple cars behind 5th place that stayed out. Both the Roush cars of Chris Buescher and Brad Keselowski stayed out of the pits. All 3 Penske Fords stay out of Blaney, Cindric, Logano. They were running 1 through 3. Suarez, who was in 4th, also stayed out. It's showing Truex stayed out too, but I don't know if that's accurate. I thought I saw him come in. I did see a couple cars behind Keselowski also stay out. It looks like Allmendinger and Almirola stayed out. So, all in all, I mean, not too many cars pit. About half the field pit and half of them stayed out from what is left remaining of the 19 on the racetrack. Suarez pulled a fake. It's true. And we've had a lot of tire failures already in this race. That might have been one from Eric Jones, caused that last accident. Still not entirely sure if the right rear went down or not. If it did, that is the 4th driver we've seen with a tire failure tonight. Larson, Stenhouse, Kyle Busch, and now potentially Eric Jones. Kevin Vanderweed, welcome to the stream. Show us TV to watch. I can't. Copyright reasons I cannot, but I will give you guys the live commentary as I have all night long and as I do for most races throughout the course of the Cup Series season. Roxy Bollinger, welcome to the stream. Ford 123. In fact, Penske 123. Josh Hazen, welcome to the stream, says boo. Yeah, for copyright reasons, Fox will take the stream down if I end up showing any of the race. But I'm doing live commentary myself tonight, obviously, and I do this for all the Cup races, for the most part, that I don't go to in person. I will be at the Indy 500 next week, so no live commentary for the Coke 600, and I will be at Gateway for the Cup race the weekend after that, so it won't be a live commentary of a Cup race on the channel until Sonoma. I'm looking to maybe do a truck or an Xfinity stream between now and then, so that way I can give you guys some sort of live commentary over the next couple weeks as far as the real races go. But we will have the video game side during the week. NASCAR 06 live stream tomorrow night at Las Vegas. 100% race there, our 3rd race of the season. And our Do It For Dale series, trying to get Dale Jr. his first career NASCAR Cup Series title. Never won one, trying to get him one. You guys, the fans, wanted me to race as him. It's been a wild night at the Texas Motor Speedway so far, mostly based off of restarts and accidents. Long green flag runs don't seem to really pan out for the best racing at this racetrack, but we're about to get a late race restart after Eric Jones had just spun and backed it into the outside wall off turn 4. We'll be going green this time by, which will mean we'll have 21 laps to go on the restart. Ryan Blaney has elected the inside lane once again, the control car on the inside, but remember, Blaney was on the outside and got to the lead on the last restart. It'll be Cindric on the outside of him this time. Also remember that the front runners are on fresher tires right now. The top 7 stayed out of the pits of Blaney, Cindric, Logano, Suarez, Buescher, Keselowski, and Almirola. So pretty much all the Fords and Suarez stayed out of the pits. Denny Hamlin came in but went fuel only. And then Martin Truex Jr., William Byron, Kurt Busch took right sides only. Bowman on back, which would be 12th on back, have 4 fresh Goodyears. So a lot of varying pit strategy here, and we still have 21 laps to go. 50 laps is a lot to ask for on these tires with the conditions we've seen tonight with tire failures. So will those Penske Fords, as well as a couple cars behind them, be able to make it? Into the Geico restart zone. Could this be the potential final restart of the race? $1 million on the line to the winner. Crowd is going nuts on the front stretch right now. They're ready. Green flag is back in the air. Blaney gets a push from teammate Joey Logano. Not much of a push from Suarez to the back of the 2 car of Austin Cindric, but dead even into turn 1 between the 12 and the 2. One car gets stacked up. Brad Keselowski hops out of line. They're 3 wide back behind. Blaney clears Cindric off the exit of turn 2 and has the lead. Still 3 wide. Back in the traffic. One car bounces off the wall. I believe it was Alex Bowman. Almost 4 wide on their way into turn 3. Almirola on the bottom. He walks way up the racetrack now. Still 3 wide behind him of Christopher Bell, Kevin Harvick, and Martin Truex Jr. has lost a bunch of positions. Suarez in third. Denny Hamlin again did not take tires. He'll get around Joey Logano. Logano goes from third to 5th place, it looks like. Third. Well, I guess Hamlin has not cleared Logano yet. Never mind. And Logano actually clears Hamlin on the back straightaway and holds on to 4th. So Logano and Suarez swapped spots on the restart. But those were the only drivers who swapped spots in the top 5 on the restart. First driver on fresh tires right now would be William Byron in 8th. And he only took 2 tires. Alex Bowman, first driver on 4 fresh Goodyears. He is just past Byron for 8th place on the racetrack. So if you're looking for anybody to win this race on the tire strategy, look out for Alex Bowman. Denny Hamlin is side by side right now for 3rd on Daniel Suarez. He'll make the pass on him. Suarez tried to aggressively side draft Hamlin on the backstretch, and Hamlin had a flat line into turn 3, but he makes the pass. Hamlin's had a lot of bad luck this season, but good luck could go his way in winning $1 million. Remember, his crew chief, Chris Gabehart, also suspended this week and for the next 4 points races after losing their appeal following a loose wheel penalty a few weeks back at Dover. Joey Logano going to make a pass on Daniel Suarez as well for position, I do believe. No, never mind. That was on Buescher. He held Buescher off. So Suarez is still in 4th. Quick rundown of the field right now. Blaney is the leader. Cindric is 0.8 of a second off the lead in 2nd. Denny Hamlin trying to close 1.6 seconds off the lead in 3rd. Daniel Suarez is 4th. Joey Logano 5th. Chris Buescher 6th. Brad Keselowski 7th. Alex Bowman 8th. William Byron 9th. And Christopher Bell rounds out the top 20. Kurt Busch is in 11th. Chase Briscoe is in 12th. Kevin Harvick is in 13th. Ricky Stenhouse 14th. AJ Allmendinger 15th. Martin Truex Jr. 16th. Bubba Wallace 17th. Eric Almirola 18th. Michael McDowell in 19th. Everybody from 20th on back is out of the race. Eric Jones 20th. 21st. Kyle Busch 22nd. Ross Chastain. Chase Elliott 23rd. Kyle Larson 24th. Brad Keselowski, Alex Bowman side by side for 6th place. Again, Bowman first car on 4 fresh Goodyears. And shout out to Christopher Bell for rallying. He is up to 9th place after spinning and backing the right rear into the wall earlier. He was as high as 2nd in Stage 3 when he made that mistake. Keselowski still side by side with Bowman. Brad holding on a little bit older tires right now. You can hear him downshift off the exit of, in the middle of 1 and 2, so he could try to go from 4th and back to 5th gear off the exit of the corners. A little bit of shifting going on from the 6th car. And it was enough to at least hold Bowman behind him off the exit of the corner. Hamlin has ran down Austin Cindric in a battle for 2nd place as Cindric goes to the outside. How much will he defend on the 11 car, if he can defend at all? Hamlin side drafts the left rear corner panel to 2. He is underneath them, side by side for 2nd. And Denny Hamlin is going to try to run down Ryan Blaney. 13 laps to go this time by. Does Hamlin have enough time? And can he get around the car with the clean air? The only driver who has been able to pass the leader on a non-restart all day long was when Ryan Blaney had passed William Byron a few laps after a restart earlier on in Stage 3. And now Blaney is the one leading, and Hamlin is going to try to do what Blaney did to Byron earlier, pass him for the lead, but this time it would be for the win. Second highest viewed stream on the channel now, only short to last week's race at Kansas. Appreciate you guys tuning in here tonight. Over 670 people watching. 12 laps to go for the 12 car of Ryan Blaney out in front. Blaney about 0.2 of a second quicker than Denny Hamlin that last lap. So even though Hamlin is blowing by the 2 car of Austin Cindric, the 11 is still losing time to the 12. And Bowman, who got up to 8th place, still has not gotten around Keselowski. And in fact, about a half a second separate the 6 and the 48 in a battle for 7th. Blaney is scooting away and is just hoping and praying that this race stays caution-free. Blaney came close to winning at the Texas Motor Speedway in a points-paying race back in 2020. He won both stages, led over 200 laps. The guy who beat him that day, Denny Hamlin. In that summer race, Blaney had a pit road penalty which put him behind in the final stage. No mistakes for Hamlin. That was in his season where he won 7 races. Roles reversed tonight, the All-Star race with $1 million on the line. It is Hamlin in second, and Blaney, who has led the most laps again in a race at Texas, and this time he's trying to get the win. Non-points race again. If Blaney wins, he will not be locked into the playoffs. But this is a huge confidence boost for a team that has needed a win on their side this year. They've led a lot of laps this season. Tied for the most stage wins on the year. Actually, I think he has the most stage wins outright, winning that stage at Dover a few weeks ago, getting his 4th. Seems like he leads a lot of laps in the first half of the race, can't hold on for the second half. Tonight, roles reversed. Wasn't really there in the first half. A couple of faster cars got in accidents today, and Blaney was left as the fastest car that was still left in this race. And again, he is continuously pulling away from Hamlin. Looks like he has the fastest car in this final stage. I'm hoping a caution doesn't come out. You guys have not seen Blaney. I mean, I haven't seen Blaney win in a race I've been doing live commentaries on this channel. Only did a dozen of them last year. Haven't done any this year. And it's not a points race, but let's let the winless drought end. I'm ready. 3 cars pretty tight right now of Suarez through Busch or 4th through 6th. Logano in between them, all within about 0.4 of a second of each other. I think this is the first time I've seen Wrangler on the 12 car of Blaney this year. I feel like it fits him well, though. Always like the old school Wrangler paint schemes Dale Sr. drove. My favorite Dale Sr. scheme of all time is his Wrangler number 3 scheme. There were a couple throwbacks of Wrangler schemes in the past. Ricky Rudd's 15 car as well, back in the early 80s. Not a throwback scheme by any means tonight for Ryan Blaney and traditional Menards colors on the car for the most part, but 5 laps away from victory for Ryan Blaney. Mike Morgan says he wants chaos. 2.8 seconds is the separation between first and second. Cindric's actually closing back on Denny Hamlin a bit in a battle for second place. About 0.4 of a second separate Hamlin and Cindric. I don't think the top 10 have changed positions for about the last 10 laps. Despite the fact that there are a lot of cars running within a few car lengths of each other. Except for the top 3, which have a lot of space between them. Except for really second and third. Over a 3-second gap right now, right around there between third and fourth. And then again, Blaney almost 3 seconds ahead of second as well. Great track position call, even though there's no points on the line tonight for the RFK cars running in 6th and 7th. Again, they stayed out of the pits to try and get more track position. They were both outside the top 10 when that caution came out for Eric Jones spinning. Joey Logano closes on Daniel Suarez, battles for 4th. Suarez tried to pinch the 22 off. Gave him just enough room to get to the inside in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Dead even at the line, very harsh racing and aggressive side drafting going on the front stretch between Suarez and Logano, now through 1 and 2. Again, if a caution were to come out in the final lap, it would not end the race under All-Star race format rules. Final lap of the race right now for Ryan Blaney as he will receive the white flag. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. 1.5 miles for Ryan Blaney to get his first win of the season. Again, not a points-paying win, but he'll be $1 million richer in about another 20 seconds. Through 3 and 4. One final time for Ryan Blaney. A car in the wall in the backstretch right now. And oh no, the caution has come out. Caution before the checkered flag. Stenhouse has wrecked off turn 2, and this race is not over. Only when Ryan Blaney is leading a race would something like this happen. Caution is out. We are going to have a green-white checker finish. This race is not over. Under All-Star race rules, the caution came out about 50 feet before Blaney got to the checkered flag. Stenhouse had wrecked off turn 2. I think he had a right rear down again. But the caution lights were on before Blaney hit the start-finish line. I think that was obvious, but this race is not over. We're going to have an overtime restart. The 12 team was celebrating. The window net was down on the 12 as if he had already won. So he's got to put the window net back up again. Finish of the race is under review right now. Potential finish. I'm speechless right now. I'm sorry I'm not giving you guys any commentary, but I've never seen anything like this before. A little heartbreak for myself. This is the first time I think biasness has ever set in on the live commentary side of the channel. I was expecting a Blaney win there. Stenhouse got in the wall. The caution didn't come out until after the field had already gotten by Stenhouse. Nobody was going to catch Stenhouse. And he got into the wall, but he didn't get in the wall hard. I mean, that was a caution that just should not have come out, let alone with 50 feet left in the race. And because it's the All-Star race, Blaney is trying desperately to get the window net reattached to the race car right now. He had already pulled it down thinking he won. I'm speechless. Stenhouse, so the reason for the caution, again, Stenhouse got in the wall in turn 2 towards the exit of the corner. Blaney has to get his window net up before the restart. Stenhouse is slow on the front stretch right now. Well, you guys were hoping for chaoticness to happen, and I think chaoticness has ensued in our Texas All-Star race tonight. I mean, we've had some chaotic moments, but we're still one restart away from the finish. Denny Hamlin is in second place. Austin Cindric in third. Daniel Suarez fourth. Ryan Blaney trying to get the window net on his car. He is holding it in place. He had pulled it down after thinking he had already won. hate to say it, but I mean, it's true that it was an entertainment caution. I mean, Blaney was, I kid you not, he was 50 feet away from the checkered flag when the caution came out by All-Star Race rules. Because the caution came out on the final lap, the race has to end under green. I see you guys going off in the chat right now. Kevin Harvick is on pit road right now. He's going to change tires. Martin Truex Jr. is also on pit road. A couple drivers that were outside the top 10 towards the back of the pack. Fox Booth is all over NASCAR right now, too, and stating that they don't like the call for the caution coming out either. If I were Ryan Blaney right now, I would keep that car on the racetrack with the window net not fully sealed until you absolutely are coming to take the green and it is not sealed. Take every last little bit of second you can. Blaney has led 81 laps and counting so far under the caution flag today as we're in our third overtime in the race. We had some overtime finishes at the end of Stage 2 and Stage 3. And now an overtime finish to the end of the race as well. After a caution on the final lap when Blaney was close to the checkered flag. I'm just praying Blaney can get that window net on right now. That's why I'm sitting in silence. I don't know if they've taken one to go already. They might have. Lights are out on the pace car. They are going green this time by, and Ryan Blaney, his window net is not fully attached. I hope for safety reasons that he either can get that window net fastened or that nothing happens where he gets in an accident, because that is a dangerous situation. But the window net not fully secured tightly. Is it tight enough? Under caution speed, it's tight enough to stay up, but under full speed, is it going to be? And will it get penalized by NASCAR for it being the way it is? Again, if we get another caution before Blaney or whoever is the leader gets back to the checkered flag, we will have another overtime finish. The race has to end under green. Blaney will be on the inside for the restart. Denny Hamlin will be on the outside. Row 2 will be Cindric on the bottom and the 99 of Suarez up high. Green flag back in the air. Cindric gives his teammate Blaney a big push on the front stretch. Cindric is going to knock the 12 car into the lead, and Cindric is going for second underneath the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Aerodynamically, the 12 car is at a disadvantage right now with the window net loose. Hamlin gets blocked way up high by Blaney. Aggressive block by Ryan Blaney to hold on to the lead. Side by side for second place between Austin Cindric and Denny Hamlin. Hamlin on the outside is going to be able to clear Cindric off the exit of turn 4. Can he run down Ryan Blaney? Cindric again holds on to the left rear corner panel of Hamlin. Hamlin not clear yet. Blaney has about 4 car lengths ahead of second place into turns 1 and 2. Hamlin is finally clear of Cindric. He's got one more corner to catch the 12. Aerodynamically, the 12 car is just not there with the window net where it's at on the race car. Hamlin going to risk it all, going to the outside. Hangs on to it. Blaney on the bottom. And again, the track is clear. This time, Ryan Blaney is going to win the All-Star race at Texas. Suck it, NASCAR. God bless America. Ryan Blaney has won the 2022 All-Star race at Texas. Oh my gosh. My heart was going through a whirlwind there at the end of the race. Oh, jeez. Window net is down for good now on the 12 of Blaney. It looks to be practically broken. Ryan Blaney has won. You'll be hearing words from Ryan Blaney as well as others during post-race interviews. Fox has gone well past its airtime with that red flag earlier in the race, so I'm not sure how many driver interviews we will get. But you guys will get to listen to all of them. And then we'll go through the full field finishing results as well. Everyone hit that like button, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We almost broke a record again. We had over 900 people, but I didn't see exactly how many we were at. Next live commentary for a Cup race will be at Sonoma. I'll be at the Indy 500 next week, and I will be at Gateway for the Cup race the week after that. But I will be having race highlight videos on the channel for both those races. But more race commentaries coming up throughout the course of the season for races I don't go to. And the next Cup race will be Sonoma. I'll try to get a truck or an Xfinity race commentary going between now and then as well. Just depends on what days I'm traveling out. Blaney's gone through a whirlwind of emotions tonight. He had a run-in with Cindric earlier in the race, his teammate, and then the window net issue, and he still got the checkered flag at the end of it. Oh my gosh. Thanks for what you do. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Big smile on Blaney's face. Jamie Little with him.
And he wants to run up and get his flag. Ryan Blaney dominated the night. Oh, he's giving your little 12 pin right there, letting him keep the flag. Ryan, I know it was wild there at the end, but the bottom line is you are an all-star. $1 million. It was all about your team tonight. What kind of party can we expect from you?
I don't know. It was about to be real bad for us if I thought the race was over. Everyone thought the race was over, and I already had my window net down, and I do want to thank NASCAR for letting me kind of fix it and not make us come down pit road. Yeah, that was really tough. And then having to do it all over again after trying to get that window net back up there. But great car. Jonathan Astor, everybody on this 12 group did a great job. I can't thank Menards, Ford enough. Dex Imaging, Body Armor, Vince Auto Parts, for everything that they do. Dent Wizard. This is cool. I know it's not a points winning race, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Party's going to be pretty big. So
Ryan Blaney wins the All-Star race.
$1 million for...
Yeah, I didn't even think about that until Mike Joy just mentioned it, but Fords have won all of the non-points paying races this season, with Logano winning the Clash, both the RFK cars winning the dual races at Daytona of Keselowski and Buescher, and now Ryan Blaney winning the All-Star race tonight. This is definitely one that will go down in infamy, but Ryan Blaney is a winner nonetheless. And in the great words of Mike Joy, when Regan Smith won the 2011 Southern 500, this time Ryan Blaney gets to keep the checkered flag. Although he did give it to a kid in the front row. He doesn't actually physically keep the checkered flag, but he will get the checkered flag at the end of the night, being the first one to cross the start-finish line at the end of the race. He's on his way to victory lane right now. MLS is coming up on FS1 right now, so I don't believe that any more interviews will be coming up. Congratulations to Ryan Blaney for winning the All-Star race and getting $1 million richer tonight. Congratulations also to the 22 team for winning the Pit Crew Challenge and getting $100,000 for their own. Quick rundown of the finishing results to tonight's race. Ryan Blaney with the win. 0.2 of a second was the margin of victory over Denny Hamlin in second. Austin Cindric ends up finishing in third. Joey Logano fourth. And Daniel Suarez rounds out the top 5. Alex Bowman in 6th. AJ Allmendinger 7th. Chris Buescher in 8th. Brad Keselowski 9th. And Christopher Bell rounds out the top 10. William Byron 11th. Eric Almirola 12th. Kurt Busch 13th. 14th was Martin Truex Jr. And 15th was Michael McDowell. Bubba Wallace in 16th. Kevin Harvick 17th. Chase Briscoe in 18th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. one lap down in 19th. He got that last accident, which caused the overtime finish there at the end. Then Eric Jones 20th, Kyle Busch 21st, Ross Chastain 22nd, 23rd, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson 24th. Thank you, everybody, for sticking it out tonight. I'd have to go back through. Oh, you guys don't want to listen to the MLS. I don't want to either. I was trying to turn it off, and I hit unmute by accident. But thank you for everybody tuning in tonight. I'll have to go back through to see if we set a stream record for the most people watching. We were close at the end, but I was so deadlocked in on Ryan Blaney's drama at the end of the race that I wasn't looking at the chat much, so sorry for that. I usually do. Throughout the course of the race, I did up until then. But thanks for everybody tuning in. Another great night on the channel. And again, I appreciate the support you guys give me on this daily basis, but even with the weekly basis. The live race commentary live streams have been big ever since the playoff race at Talladega last year, and we've been having consistently a few hundred viewers. In the last couple weeks, over 900. That's just crazy. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It really means a lot. And Ryan Blaney has finally won a race that I've been doing live commentary for on the channel. I want to apologize to NASCAR if I ever get a job within the sport down the road as a commentator. They might frown upon what my choice of words were for them at the end of this race. I did keep it PG rated, but it was telling them to suck it probably isn't going to be the best thing looking back on it. I don't know if that's going to be in the race highlight video tomorrow. That's going to be uploaded on the channel of my commentary. I might have to edit that part out of it, but regardless of the fact, though, Ryan Blaney again gets the win. And again, the full field rundown on your screen as of right now. And also, again, thanks for everybody tuning in. Hit that like button. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We hit our goal tonight of 207. Well, our goal was 200 likes, but 217, we definitely hit that for non-points races. Well, we were only live for a couple hours tonight. A much shorter span than what we would be live for an actual cup race. We'd probably still have another hour of the stream left. But thank you, everybody. See you later tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the next live stream on the channel. NASCAR 06 Cup Series race at Las Vegas, a 100% race there. 267 laps, 400 miles at the old Las Vegas, Flat Vegas. So thank you, everybody. We'll try to get Jimmy Johnson. We'll try to get Dale Jr. his first title in the steps of that. Try to get him back-to-back wins in the Cup Series tomorrow. But can't wait for that. And thank you again for watching, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow night.